People, folks. I am here on this great, what day is it? It is presently Thursday. I'm here on this great Thursday. Let me fix chat real quick. Hold up. Height will do what? 800? There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Cool. Um oh, we already got $4. Thank you so much. From Green. Check topic suggestions. I linked a video about okay, about Brad and the I'm not reading that other part. Nice try. Um so I made a mistake. Okay, you know me, I'm always like so prepared. I made a mistake. My mistake was I didn't archive Brad's deleted video, and the only person that has it is Diorio. And Diorio is gonna give it to me, but he's not gonna be at his PC for a few hours. So that's like, I get. If anybody has the Brad stuff and wants to be a big help, put it in my inbox in the server, and I will forever love you. Okay, that's a little gay. The recent one. The recent one. How are we doing today, folks? How's everybody doing? I'm here in New York right now. I hope the audio is good. I will be here for a few more days. Then well, I'm not going to give you the day I'm leaving, but this weekend or near this weekend, I'm going to be flying out to Rome, and then you'll see me make an appearance. I have some stuff prepared to go out, but you'll see me make an appearance on potentially a Purple Parry Gaming live stream, which is going to be like so optics gem, dude. It's gonna be great optically. I'll be going to Malta from Rome, and I will be seeing Parry over there. Videos in your inbox. Thank you so much. Will you be streaming this weekend? We'll have to see. I mean, if I'm going somewhere, I'm trying to enjoy it, so I don't know. Maybe at night, depending on the connection and where I'm staying. In Italy, and then in Malta, I might stream. I didn't even know if I was gonna stream this week, but it's worked out, right? I have a setup over here. I brought my camera over, and I was able to set everything up. And it's, working out fine. If it isn't Aiden, okay, hold on. Raid Dioria's house for the BradTaste video. We'll do that. We also got to cover this Fantano shit. Apparently, apparently I've reignited the Lio Convoy stuff. I don't mean to sound too egotistical, but ever since I started talking about him, everybody's been trying to get in with this guy and getting in calls with him as he actively runs from a conversation with me. And he can keep running, but we're just gonna turn the heat up more and more and more and more and more and more. Every time you see him, please make sure to mention that I want to have a conversation with him. Just a quick PSA, a quick house cleaning tip. Please do not post videos of people giving birth in Gen Chat or IC Chat or any chat for that matter. We don't want to see it. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm going a little too far with that policy. But generally, like, yeah, probably, I made a list. So no videos of people giving birth. Do not post videos of people injecting drugs. Do not post videos of dogs having sex. Okay? Don't post videos of hold on. What was the other one? Do not post videos of ISIS beheadings. Do not post videos of cartel beheadings or drownings. Do not post videos of... I'm kidding. I made all this up. No, it's a joke. Nobody posted any of these things, as far as I know. But it sounds very believable. Yeah. So... Thank you, everybody, for sending me the Brad stuff. I guess we could just, like, start with that, right? That was a joke. First of all, real quick, wait, I gotta make sure everything is on this screen. All right. So can we actually no, you can no. The posting childbirth was not, do not post videos of childbirth still. Not that anyone's done that, but don't now think because I was joking you can now go and do that. Obviously not. Okay. So cool. Dude, I feel like a new man. I woke up today at 6 o'clock. Locked. What the fuck? Okay, don't. All right. Okay. All right. $2 from Ryan. Did Pisco grape that dog? Yes or no? I don't even know what that's in reference to. So, in regards to the BradTaste stuff, we kind of checked out. There's like this like fucking. We kind of checked out. Dude, this shit, this like lint shit in the back's bothering the fuck out. Okay, I don't even know what that is. I borrowed my brother's chair because my well, I didn't really borrow it. I like stole it from him. I like literally, I just like walked in his room and like took it. And he hasn't really I don't know if he's noticed. Okay. Anyways, so did his ex? Where did his ex make a statement? BradTaste. Where did BradTaste X make a statement? We got to look at that. But essentially, I covered BradTaste 2 other videos. This is a guy that's been struggling since he's been on YouTube. A lot of people are not built to do this. Okay, a lot of people are not built to do this. Not in the sense that it's hard. This is the easiest job on earth, right? But a lot of people aren't built to be content creators in the sense of like you're under a lot of like public scrutiny. You have to watch like your opinions, what you're saying, etc., etc. And some people in the process of being super anxious about that and the potential for public backlash will overcompensate in a way where they look disingenuous or flip-floppy, which is exactly what's happened with Brad, right? He's going promoting Rose Malay, saying Rose has changed, Rose has changed. And then when he gets backlash for promoting this person, he then all of a sudden acts appalled by this person's previous behavior, making him look super disingenuous. And he just can't really handle the pressure and scrutiny. He has some other, mental health stuff going on outside of that, which also makes it a bit harder to deal with all that. But anyway, he took a break after some erratic behavior. He comes back with 2 videos, each of which are immediately deleted, where he's like sharing that he's having some dispute with his ex. And he was arrested, I guess, for domestic violence, I believe. And I guess now he's uploaded a 3rd video, and his ex has released some audio of him. Now, I haven't heard the audio yet, except for a quick snippet that was sent to me in a meme from Diorio. So you're going to get a raw reaction to that. But to start things off, we're going to check out his new video that he's uploaded and then taken down, courtesy of Lil Froicky, who re-uploaded it. Where's the ship? And thank you for sending it to me, Luna Lizzie.
Sup?
The RFC shitters, useful for once. Alright.
Sup?
Alright, let me know how this looks. Wait. I think it's like here? You guys fuck with this kind of setup, this arrangement? You guys like this? I know it's a little different. Not a lot of people like change. You like it? It's fine? Alright. Aiden, your IP is on screen. Thanks. Alright. Cool. So, it's weird on the left. I don't know what that means. Let's check this out.
Let me start this very dramatic speech by saying...
Oh, he's finally removed the pill bottles from the background, it looks like.
That the last week or two, I haven't even been keeping track. The last week or two, it's really hurt a lot. It's really sucked, but I've also gained a lot of information. I've seen how people interact with me, who sticks around, who leaves, why that is. And I think that, like, a lot of it makes more sense to me.
There's too much red. I guess we could try... Well, that makes chat too small. Okay, hold on. One sec. There's too much red? I guess get over it. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, we could do this. And then move that. It's fine. Okay, I don't know who to trust. Yeah, I should turn on my red lighting too. Do you guys know I like the color red? Have I ever told you that? Have you guys ever heard that I like red? Hold on, and then we'll do color source. One sec, guys, bear with me. Professional streamer, by the way. I'm a professional. You know, I do this professionally and stuff. I've always claimed that. All right, flip vertically. Rotate. Okay, there we go. And then do it like that. Turn down the opacity. Okay. So what about, instead of that, what if we did this? You guys like this better? Have your pick, okay? This is 1, this is 2, okay? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1s and 2s in chat. Which one do you like better? Hello? Two, one, 1, 2. All right, we're gonna try 2. Fuck it. We're gonna stay here. We're just staying like this.
But today, okay, I'm going to be bringing up, yes, I am talking about this. I'm going to be bringing up my ex-partner. But I want to make it very clear that everything I am about to say, I have zero intention of saying like, or like trying to victimize myself through what she has done. I'm going to be accusing her of some pretty hefty things, but I want to show you that I have a pretty strong understanding of the situation, and I truly do believe that, like, we are both victims in this situation.
Okay, good. Anytime I've ever heard someone say that, you know they're like getting accused of the most wild shit possible, bro. Maybe it's true. Maybe they are both victims. You do have dynamics. To be clear, there are dynamics of mutual abuse, okay? There are dynamics of mutual abuse where two people can be abusing each other simultaneously. And then it's like, because there's no clear good or bad guy in that, it's a little bit harder for people to like interpret or analyze without leading to like a very like black and white conclusion. I'm not saying that's what's happened here though. I want to read the ex's statement when we're done watching this, but even regardless of what he's done, it's fair to say he looks rough. He's looked rough in every video. I don't know if he's intoxicated, not sleeping, but like in the previous video, he literally pulls out like a bottle of fucking Smirnoff. He's got like pills behind him. So I don't really know what's happening with this guy. This just isn't for him, man. I don't know if he's a good or bad person or what he is, right? He seems like an idiot, right? He seemed like he was like trying to simultaneously appease two sides in his initial drama that acted as like the catalyst to the rest of this crash out. But this is just not for this guy, man.
Like, equally. And I've even talked with her about this before, you know, like victims of the age of the internet in a way. But I think that it's different than that. I think that there is just something fundamentally broken between me and her. No, I did not abuse my partner. I have never even had a thought of harming her like once in my life. I've never put a finger.
The other thing too is the way he talks about his dynamic with her. I believe him. Unironically, I believe him that he believes what he is saying. I don't believe him that these things actually happen, but he does sound like totally like delusional and confident about, like he'll say certain things like with like an air of like confidence and belief to it where you that look horrible for him to say, and you're like, what? He like acts like it's so casual. He's like, yeah, she was like crying and it was interrupting my stuff, so I had to go like tell her to stop or whatever. Like the fact that he would think about even saying something like that publicly, even though that's a horrible look, shows me it's not even he's not even somebody like that's trying to he thinks he's maintaining a good image. But like the stuff he said, like I actually believe that he believes this shit. That doesn't make him a better person or not an abuser. It just like adds to a greater understanding of his mindset here and just like how truly unwell this guy is. That doesn't minimize anything that he's accused of doing. Just to be clear.
You're near her, but also at the same time, everything she's saying, about being extremely hurt and horrified and, like not wanting to be around me and, how she truly believes that everything she's done is in self-defense. And what I'm here to say is I completely believe her. But I also think it's worth mentioning the things that she did in self-defense. And
this, like, this is a very unwell person. Like, this is like, that's why I'm like too scared. Like, I want to scrutinize everything he's saying. Be like, well, actually this, actually that. But I'd look soy doing that because as someone said before, he's on a different world than us. I'd be talking to this guy with logic and reason under the assumption that he's living in the same version reality that you, his ex, or anyone else is living on. We have a guy here who has just been in a year-long spiral. And honestly, like, obviously he's a grown adult, so he can't do a lot about it, but he's living with his parents. Somebody needs to step in and stop him from posting. Somebody needs to, because even if he didn't abuse her, even if that's not the case, he's incriminating himself like completely with some of the stuff he says.
Like why they would result in me losing it and screaming, Well, first of all, let's talk about the main issue, me yelling. Like when I get very angry or even excited or just anything, like I get very loud. Like I use my voice and the volume of it to really express it. So like when I'm upset because of something, and I start getting really loud about it,
he screams. It's like a catharsis for his anger. But being an adult is like emotional regulation, right? Being an adult is emotional regulation, and there are people that do find you screaming at them to be threatening. Okay, I'll admit it. Okay, I used to yell at people, and it doesn't really. To be fair, in my defense, I was like, what, probably 10 years old, 11 years old. But like, I realize, actually, like when you're angry at them, you probably shouldn't yell at them. They're gonna like get defensive and threatened. And when you're with a partner, it becomes like verbal abuse, right? When you're just like going off, screaming at them. He doesn't even just scream and catch himself. He keeps going. I'll have to watch the video. But in his mind, it probably feels great. I'll be honest. If you're like really like, and this is an excuse for him. I'm saying, if you're really fucking angry at somebody, it feels great. It feels great to scream at them. But to keep going and not catch yourself shows like a selfishness that is like lacking theory of mind, the ability to empathize with how this is like, how they're going to feel by what you're doing right now. It's completely selfish. And makes them, and is abusive. It's absolutely abusive, right? Not to say, I'm sure that like in the mind of an abuser, like when he fucking punches someone in the face, it feels great to him. That doesn't justify it though.
Like that basically was her biggest fear because she had trauma with yelling. Make sure I get all the details right. This is kind of complicated. So basically,
yeah, I said I'm not a doctor, right? But he's made it open. He has bipolar disorder, and like this era of like complete bipolar disorder doesn't make you abuse people. To be clear, that has nothing to, a lot of people have fucking bipolar, right? But someone else with bipolar was saying it in my chat like a few days ago. Like he does like seem like he doesn't seem like manic right now, but he seems like he could be like mixed hypomanic or like in a mixed episode, like because he has this like air of like total like confidence that's like insane. But he's also like clearly super sleep deprived. I don't know what's happening here.
For me though, like my family, everyone I've been around my whole life is loud. They talk over each other, they yell at each other, but they never mean anything bad by it. So I never really saw anything wrong with it. They're just trying to be heard and get their point across. And
Yeah, but as an adult that's like lived, like that could be true, right? My family's particularly fucking loud, right? Especially if they're like fighting with one another or whatever. But it's like you have to realize that could be like a toxic environment and isn't like gonna translate well to other people. So that's like a horrible excuse. Like, yeah, just because your fucking dad was beating you. Like in my family, my dad would like beat me, but he didn't really, he thought he was doing me good, setting me straight. He didn't mean anything bad. Doesn't mean it's now okay for you to go and take that into your relations with other people or whatever. I'm sure a lot of abusers come from families where abuse was common.
show their emotions. And so that's like me when I'm yelling. And so the problem is Tina, I guess.
What you're describing is an ADHD rage cry. That's like more like, you see that a little more with like people with like Asperger's and stuff, like this like emotional catharsis. What I hate about ADHD, by the way, is that everyone like ADHD is everything and nothing. People like use ADHD to describe literally every symptom of everything, and it's like ADHD is like comorbid with other things. You're probably describing like a result of those other things than ADHD at some point. Like people talk about ADHD hyperfocus. There's no evidence that exists. There's zero evidence that exists. Okay? People with ADHD don't have like a normal like threshold understanding of what like good focus is. So when they're like able to focus normally on something, to them that probably feels like hyperfocus because the bar is so low.
I'm just saying her name. Sure, Tina. Tina rightfully like gets scared of that, is horrified. What I'm trying to say by this situation is a matter of a bad match because we like worked perfectly with
No. It's not it would be a bad match for anybody, okay? You'd be hard pressed to find anybody that would be okay with you like screaming and berating them. And if they are okay with it, it's still abusive because you're probably with some like submissive partner that isn't like able to establish their own boundaries. This isn't like a relationship thing. This is a like you are doing something super shitty thing that is abusive. With that being said, the term abuser is kind of catch-all and can describe people who you can describe anything from verbal abusers to people who beat their partners, etc., etc. All are bad. I haven't listened to audio yet. Obviously, I have an idea of what it's gonna be like. I will say, knowing about this guy's like problems, etc., etc., doesn't minimize it. I do think he's not like forever bad. Obviously, like if he like gains the capacity to understand what he did and why it was wrong, and like goes and gets help, like I don't think like he should forever be branded as like a piece of shit necessarily. If the audio, not to say sometimes emotional abuse and verbal abuse can actually be like worse than physical abuse in some cases, right? That's not to say like, oh, it doesn't matter. It definitely does matter, but I don't know if like I'm gonna consider him like totally beyond redemption.
everything, but it really was me yelling. And again, I would basically yell because, just like out of instinct of trying to get a point across, or even sometimes just tell a joke.
I've not heard the audio yet. I am.
And the way that she would handle it is
Brad did get mental help. It did not, the thing I said as well, like with a big contention problem I have with psychology or psychiatry is there's no like one size fits all solution, and you could go to like 10 different people, get 10 different answers and 10 different recommendations for treatment. So just because he did one thing and it didn't work doesn't mean like there's no prospect of him finding like some sort of like psychological help from another provider.
she would feel hurt and scared. And this just kept happening over and over again where I didn't mean to scare her. She got scared. She starts acting very nervous, and then I'm like questioning why she is. And then that's when like I would start yelling, and then I'd see how upset she was. I was like, holy shit, wait, no.
Wait, he would yell at her because she was scared? Huh?
This is not what was supposed to, like, I was just trying to get my point across. And that would basically be like a very scary memory, being built. And that would happen over and over and over again.
Okay, yeah, if you saw how she reacted to you yelling the first time, that should not. First of all, let's just say, hypothetically, you did go into this with the belief that yelling was fine because you grew up with it. Let's say that, okay? You do it once, you see how scared it makes her, and at that point, you need to be profusely apologizing and never do it again. Right? But the fact that you would then go, you can't really use the, oh, it was normal when I was growing up excuse when it's happened repeatedly and she's reacted negatively in each instance. Because by the second time, third time, you know exactly how this is going to make her feel. You know exactly how this is going to make her react. And you're becoming it's becoming a pattern of abuse. $2 from Tanner. When did the couch join the stream? It's not a couch. It's a bed.
To the point of where she started to fear me. And this is what I mean when I say that, like, everything she did is in self-defense. I am accusing my partner of blackmail, and I'm accusing my partner of gaslighting.
Okay.
And again, it's weird because I understand what she means when she says it's in self-defense. And
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab a water. Hold up. 2 seconds. Sorry, I know I just got here. All right. Sorry.
I don't think that this is a universal situation. I don't think this is something that represents her character. I believe this is something that was developed specifically for this relationship.
Wait, let's go back.
Gaslighting. And again, it's weird because I understand what she means when she says it's in self-defense, and I don't think that this is a universal situation.
He's not really describing what she did in self-defense. He's not really describing that. The other thing too is, even if there was mutual abuse, which I'm doubting, but I'm not going to rely on his assessment. Even if there was mutual abuse, in cases of mutual abuse, you will see like someone in the dynamic that is like the instigator and like the predominant abuser, that is putting the other person, not to justify the person responding with abuse, but like this is why like in cases where it's like a husband that beats his wife, if she goes and then hits him back after like years under distress, sure, that's still technically abuse, but that doesn't make her like the abuser for me in that dynamic.
I don't think this is something that represents her character. I believe this is something that was developed specifically for this relationship, so that she can protect herself from me. And what she would do is basically tell me like when I'm yelling, because she's not listening to the words I'm saying while I'm yelling, because she's terrified when I'm like loud, and she gets scared because she's afraid I'm gonna yell. So
you can't. Even if she has trauma or not, that's not a lot of people are not going to be receptive to the words you're saying when you are yelling or screaming at them. There's like a way to communicate points with people that is going to make them receptive. Some people just aren't receptive. But when you're attacking somebody or yelling at them, they're not going to listen to a word coming out of your mouth. They're going to go into self-preservation mode. They're going to, like, if I want to confront somebody with something I think they did that was super fucking shitty, not saying this is the same case, how I'm gonna go about it, instead of saying like, yeah, you did this, you did that, I said like, yeah, what you did, I don't really feel like it was cool, it kind of made me feel shitty, I'd like appreciate, like I put it in a way where it's like not coming at them, but it's like letting them know I didn't like what they did, so they could like cease the behavior. Because when people feel like they're under attack, they just totally shut down. Is that why you yell in all your I don't yet. Okay, there are some people that you have to bring the tone up with in the context of a debate, or else they're gonna walk all over you. Okay, they're gonna fucking walk all over you.
She tells me that I'm not living in reality. And the reason I'm really bringing this up is because like this event that just happened,
really, you think,
really woke me up to the fact that like you know, she would basically say you're not living in reality, and I would agree with her and just like, you know, try to like, because I loved her, I wanted to make it work, so I would just like listen to what she says about me, and then just, you know, even if I was hurt, I couldn't yell because like it was after I had already yelled that she'd say that, so it was better to just accept it. So I was constantly being gaslit all the time.
Wait, the
And
gaslighting is telling you that you're yelling and not living in reality? You aren't living in reality. You are like delusional. Gaslighting is not when you tell somebody who is actually delusional that they are delusional and need to like calm down. Like, no. Gaslighting is when you're like doing that to make them question the narrative. Like you're convincing them incorrectly that something didn't happen or they're crazy, so to make them question their own memories, narratives, etc., etc. He definitely shouted at her before, or else she wouldn't think to record. Of course, he's admitting to that. He's saying it's happened multiple times. If it was a one-off incident in like several years of being together, that wouldn't be okay. But it would be like, okay, I'm gonna be a little more reluctant to like call you an abuser per se, right? That doesn't that I that actually fully depends on the audio, depending on how he was in that audio. But if it's like no yelling, and then all of a sudden there's one day where there's like a super heated fight happens, and you just like yell at somebody, like what the fuck, like you yell at them, right? It's like, yeah, it's not cool, but like I understand there are some people that can literally just like have like you can't tell a crazy person they're, yeah, obviously not. Aiden is definitely going to be a wife beater. I would never put my hands on a woman. I think that, okay, that sounds homosexual. I would never, this is going to sound a little misogynistic, I guess, but like, yeah, I have like no respect for people who like obviously fucking hit women, because it's like, I never like, in general, I don't like when people just like go after low hanging fruit. And yeah, generally a man is going to easily be able to overpower a woman. And if you're like going and like hitting her, or feel like you need to get physical with her, like you're a total pussy, like coward of a man that's like trying to overcompensate for something.
pretty sure that my partner also felt like she was being gaslit all the time. Because again, we just were not a good match. Fundamentally, we were a bad match. We had a lot of stuff in common, but this one aspect, like basically, again, like resulted in 5 years of gaslighting, and like I went fucking insane, like completely.
That's what made you insane. Got it. Oh, I forgot to set goal. Hold on. That's what made you insane. I'm sure that's what did it. I'm sure that was like the nail in the coffin, man.
Insane. Like just the feeling that like no one's listening to me, no one understands me, and once again, a lot of that's the fact that I'm yelling, and I have a partner who can't listen to me while I'm yelling. There.
Wait. Have we gotten eyes on this? Have we gotten eyes on this, people? Real quick. We getting eyes on this? Okay, it's not, I mean, wait, it actually, I thought it was gonna be a little mid. It's like actually like they have the same beard, same kind of like messy hair. Wait, it's actually like same colored eyes. Both wearing gray. Wait, no, it is, hold on, no, it's like, it is like pretty close. Hold on. This isn't like some vague like, oh, you kind of look alike. That like they're doing everything the same. See, I saw this with like Himpleton, because everyone's like, haha, Himpleton's like Jeffrey Dahmer. But I was on a call with Himpleton once, a long time ago, and he had a coat on and like a flannel on, and literally the like 70s like prescription glasses, like the serial killer glasses. And I pulled a picture from the Dahmer show, and the outfit was from the, and it's like at this point, like knowing he's like obsessed with like serial killers, I'm like, you're doing this intentionally, bro. You're doing this intentionally. Like every article of clothing he had on was like Dahmer. Hold on.
And like yelling is how I get like naturally my emotions across, so much of me is being missed.
Yeah, there are many ways to release your emotions, and a lot of those ways are super unhealthy, right? And people are releasing their emotions and they have anger management issues. People are releasing their emotions and they start fucking hitting people. But you have to understand that just because something is allowing you to release your emotions does not mean that that thing is good or healthy. and is in many cases just outright abusive.
And then again, it's like I feel so slighted that like I don't give a shit, what what she's talking about, because she just, she just basically told me I'm not living in reality. I'm offended,
So
Anyway,
yeah, I like screamed at her several times and like made her scared and like played on the thing that I knew traumatized her or whatever. And she like told me to stop yelling and told me I wasn't living in reality. So I'm actually the victim here, guys.
blackmail. So blackmail is maybe the most painful thing I've ever gone through in my life. Being recorded, like without my knowledge, like having a partner constantly remind me that, you know what? Let's take a break and okay. Let me finish my sentence. Wait, what was I talking about? Anyways, let's take a break and talk about her concerns. Once again, like, I think that she had every right to feel the way that she did. I think that the way she handled it was really sad and misrepresentative of who I am as a person.
Okay, the other thing too is, sure, you can say she didn't handle it the greatest. A lot, I'd even say half, if not most of like people that are being abused in some form don't handle it perfectly. But when you're under high stress situations, you are never going to handle that shit perfectly. Okay? I've heard of stories of women, a guy will beat them and she'll think that it was something. She'll think that it's gonna be okay the next time. It was a lapse in judgment. Let me get back with him, and then it keeps happening. She keeps going back with him, and I'd say to her, "What the fuck?" I wouldn't actually say this to her, but what I would be thinking is, "What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You're handling this horribly." But then I have to realize she's like under this guy's fucking spell. He probably showers her with affection, etc., etc. So no, abuse victims are not always gonna handle things perfectly. And it's like super out of touch to like say, yeah, I made her scared and like played on her trauma, but I didn't feel like she was handling it in the best way.
Why I even brought it up in the first place, because I felt so.
Who's asking me a question? Spark Rizzle? Why are you claiming abuse? If you are yelling at somebody repeatedly to the point where they're in fear and you know that they're in fear and keep doing, this part isn't even required, but you know they're in fear and you keep doing it anyway, yeah, you are like abusing them, like by definition. Yes, you're absolutely abusing them. If you're screaming at somebody to the point where they're like afraid, yes, you are abusing them.
Deeply betrayed, because again, I've never had any meaning, like I've never wanted to do anything wrong to this person. Like I still think about her, I still care about her. And like, yeah, no,
it's verbal abuse. Yeah, I'd say it's verbal abuse, but taking it up to like the next level. Because things I've said to people in the course of debates probably qualify as like verbal abuse. You're saying shit that's gonna make people feel shitty. In this case, though, where it's somebody that is like physically in front of you, you could absolutely be like somebody that you already know or suspect is very unpredictable, that is screaming at you. You could absolutely be in fear that they're gonna turn around and punch you, or like, this is like verbal abuse to the level where like you'd be fearing it's about to escalate into physical abuse. Yeah, like psychological abuse. Yeah. Sure, it might technically qualify as verbal abuse, but I'd say it's at like the high end, a step up from that.
Last video was like vicious and stupid, but also
my mom watched some commentary with me. She thinks Aiden is autistic, but very okay. Good one. I am me autistic. I don't know what your mom's talking about. Cuckoo.
At the same time, it was me just like finally saying, oh, I'm just gonna like.
You didn't read my dono question? Oh, I'll read it. Sorry, hold up. Sorry, I missed some donos. My bad, guys. Why does Brad look like Aiden from the future? Should I grow a beard? ZM Punk with the $4.99, showing a lemon. Thank you so much. Spark Rizzle with the $4.99. Is there anything you think someone could do where there is no chance to improve or be a good person again if you believe that this guy can change? So it's not even going to depend on the action. It's going to depend on the mindset. It's going to, because there are several cases where somebody can actually scream at somebody, but if you look at like the person's broader character, it could be like out of character, and like if it was like a result of severe emotional strain, it's like, yeah, my like threshold, like, or ability to, in his case, that's not what's happening here, but you have to look at why it happened, the motivations behind it. If it's a case of somebody doing something because they get a kick out of watching others like in pain, that's like a total like lack of empathy that I'm like very like skeptical someone can actually develop. And yeah, I am going to be like skeptical of you as a person forever and probably not associate with you. There are people that can't be redeemed in certain professions. Like people can go and do something and then I can believe that you should never hold a certain job again. Beyond redemption in total means like, do I think that people should ever be allowed back into society? There are probably cases where that would happen, but the factor is gonna be less about the action and more about why you did it and and in hindsight, what you think or say about what you did. Do you show like remorse, etc., etc.? There are murderers that I think could one day live again in society, right? There are murderers that I believe can be redeemed, but there are also murderers that I would be super fucking skeptical of any chance of redemption amongst these people. $2 from Ryan, hosted call-in of the year, have some flowers. Thank you so much. I don't know what that first part means. Check inbox real quick. Oh, I already saw that. Okay. Haha. Haha, it's like Dickers, but he's Brad. Okay, that was like super mid, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie to you. Haha.
Talk and say whatever. And it turned out this is like, I don't know, maybe the most important experience of my career so far. Yeah, so why is it that she's gaslighting me? Why is it that she's... Okay, wait. That's right. I was explaining...
you can learn some form of empathy over time, sure. But if you're somebody that like substantially lacks empathy, it's going to be like hard for you to, as an adult, I'm highly skeptical that you'll ever like be able to reach like a normal functional level of empathy for other people, especially if it's like something like sociopathy or psychopathy or whatever. You can learn behaviors that would make you more productive and less likely to violate the rights of others, but your ability to like actually like empathize with and feel for the experiences of others, if you just like fundamentally lack that as an adult, I'm going to be way more skeptical of your ability to like change as a person.
Basically blackmail. So blackmail is basically like somebody holding you...
I'm not saying he lacks empathy. I'm not talking about Brad. I was bringing up, someone had asked me, do you think some behaviors are beyond redemption? And I was responding, I don't know if it's so much as the behavior, the action, but why they did it and like the implications that this has on their character. Like, is the implication of this that this person enjoys watching others in pain and fundamentally lacks human empathy? Because if that's like the conclusion, I'm gonna be way more skeptical of your ability to change.
By a chain at all times, especially the person who I like cared the most about. Her holding the fact that she has stuff that she can like destroy my life with over my head is crazy. And the fact that, look, it's like I released the video, you know, and video was not the cleanest thing in the world, but like her first immediate response was the same thing I've been saying. She'll just like say it's self-defense, and then, you know, spread all this stuff that feels like, again, that like the video I talked about, you know, the video is me screaming because I'm being gaslit, because I'm not being listened to, because I'm yelling,
finding a million excuse because she told you you're not in reality. Okay, that justifies you screaming at her to the point of what you knew to be. You even admit it yourself, where she was in fear. Okay, no, that's not a justification. That doesn't like change anything, right? I'm sure anybody that beats his wife will excuse it by saying, the bitch was just making me really fucking mad today, or whatever. And it's like, even if that's true, even if she was making you mad, like, you're a man-child to think that the way to settle that is to go up to her and fucking punch her or hit her.
Again, she can't hear a word I'm saying. She just hears yelling. She records it. She shows it to the cops, tells them how dangerous I am, they arrest me. And it feels like
Is yelling at someone like, I know it's like, I know it is abuse, but is that like a crime? I wonder like if that's the full picture, like what was like the basis for arrest? If anyone, I think people have linked the ex's statement, so we'll check that out after. Um,
the biggest fucking betrayal of my life. That's why I brought it up, because like, yeah, that made me want to kill myself. But once again, like, she truly believed she was in that much danger. And I think that she's completely valid for that, and that she's allowed to feel however she feels about the situation. She made a statement. I wanted to say something.
oh, he uses, he punched holes in the drywall? And, okay, got it, all right.
Because I really just figured it out that, like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, you know, I have been behaving a totally different way for so long. You know, once I thought that I lost my YouTube channel.
Yeah, as I said, I haven't seen the video yet, so I should have maybe started out with the video. A lot of this I'm going under an assumption of what I've been told secondhand has occurred, but take it lightly because then we're going to actually look at what did occur or what there is evidence of.
I really went into a deep depression. Like, ask anyone. But like, the thing is that really made me make this video is that it just kept getting worse. And like, in really weird and interesting ways where people are like really
In Brad's case, he was making threats of violence. I think he should be like 5150 or something. I don't need to say it a million times. This guy is not living in reality. He's completely mentally unwell. And in the United States, I think the only way to even get someone committed is if you have reasonable belief that they're going to harm themselves or somebody else. And maybe like a verbal threat, if he engaged in that, would constitute potentially being a danger to others.
Showing their character
and
around
punching the walls, yeah.
me, and I'm just like, huh, you know, and I'm absolutely hurt by it, but all I have left right now are people who I could spend a whole day talking to, which, you know what, I'll take that. And by the way, entire internet for believing everything you read at face value, just know I don't blame you, all right, because I would do the same, and that's just literally this culture, all right. So, you know, this is me literally saying we are both victims of each other, you know, and that the relation.
That doesn't sound like it, man. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like you're the abuser in the dynamic, and what you described her doing isn't even like counter abuse, like at all. He said he would make up lies to get her out of the house that she abused him. Huh? Please cover Brad's diss track on Teen. Okay, I'm gonna say something, okay? I don't know. I'd have to look more into the details of the case, but I don't really know if the Johnny Depp situation was as black and white as people wanted it to be. Like, that did seem like it was potentially a case of, like, mutual abuse, not one side just completely abusing the other. She's a bitch, right? Don't get me wrong on some things, but it's like, I don't know, like, it feels to me like a lot of people were like living out their own experiences through that case, and like Johnny developed like a cult like fucking like follow. They were going after the lawyer. It felt like the case wasn't even about the case. It was about a greater message that men can be victims too, and that kind of, which is totally true by the way, but that led people to not really analyze it like super objectively. They seem like they both did a lot of shit wrong. Do I think anyone maybe should be blacklisted from Hollywood over that? No, not necessarily. I'd have to obviously look more into the details, but that didn't seem as black and white as people wanted to pretend it was.
Relationship like dissolved in a way that I thought felt extremely unfair, but I can see like why she was as terrified as she was. But the reality is, once again, like, this is not a problem around people who are.
The other thing too is not that women cannot abuse men and make them feel in threat for their safety, but I think as a man, making a woman reasonably threatened for her own well-being, or like doing more damage by perpetrating the same action, whether it be physical or whatever, as a man, it's probably going to be more profound, right? You're like, a man is probably going to be able to make a woman much more in fear for her safety than vice versa. Not to say that the latter is impossible, right? What is Simp Man doing here? Why is he running? Do you want to call in? Yeah, I mean, I consider myself like a feminist. Like, yeah, I consider myself like I believe like in women in the workforce. I believe that women are like totally qualified and competent, and in some cases even excel more so than men in certain fields. Um, all that shit, right? But there is also a biological reality that it's kind of like useless to pretend doesn't exist. There's a social reality. Women socialize differently than men. Their uh, emotional values are different than that of men. Um, and I feel like it does nobody like any favors to not acknowledge that, right? You know who I'm talking about. Your top boy. I don't know if he's. I don't watch his streams. I don't know if he's running from you or not. You ran from me. If you want to call in, I can moderate a conversation between you two.
Like me. It just happens to be the circle I have.
Like even like women like group psychology is totally different from men. Like not to say they're outliers and men that can socialize in a more feminine way and vice versa. But oh my god, dude, or women fucking not say men can't be brutal to each other, but holy fuck, dude. Women are brutal to each. It's crazy. You ever seen two women that didn't like each other? It's like they're like they it's fucking it's nuts, dude. It's like completely insane. I actually like in that like I would fucking hate to be a woman because like it's dealing with other women sometimes and like those social dynamics are absolutely fucking ruthless.
You know, all the people who are around me who are just like tuned differently. You know what I mean? And I did hurt them. But
like I feel like nobody fucks more women sometimes than other women.
Like once again, I didn't mean to hurt anybody. So like, it really isn't, you know, not my fault as much as it is, you know? Like, I don't know. Whatever. Hopefully this clears it up, but knowing the internet it probably won't, and I don't really care.
Then why are you uploading this? Why aren't you handling this behind the scenes of the therapist? Why are you back? Why are you uploading and deleting it is a good idea, but by the third time you should know this stuff, or the second time you should know this stuff shouldn't be getting uploaded in the first place. We had to learn how to manipulate to gain some power in a patriarchal society, so we are bitches. I wouldn't say it's I mean, I think everybody is a bit manipulative, maybe to some extent. I don't know if manipulative would be the word I'd call it. I noticed there's like, I don't know if this is like in general, but I feel like a lot of times like implications and like subtlety seems to be more women's thing. Like a girl will like insist to you that she isn't mad, but she'll do it in a way where you're now like you know she's totally mad at you. It's fine. It's whatever. I don't care. Go do what you want to do. I don't care. Like that kind of stuff. And like the way she says it, it's like, okay, you're totally fucking pissed right now. Like, can we talk about this? No, it's whatever. It's whatever. It's fine. I'm not angry. It's like, dude, I can tell you're fucking angry. Just say it, please.
Sorry for not keeping up with the 2-year rule, but I don't know. Maybe I just was like I guess I could have waited a little longer. I'm probably still taking a break, but I'm making music like all day. Like I'm just in the studio, dude, creating crazy stuff. Listen to this, all right?
Let's hear it.
All right, I gotta click this.
Yeah, I'm being charged with domestic violence. Also, I've been in the stew, cooking up some fire fucking beats, man. Made this like sick 808 beat in FL. Let's hear it, man.
Video unavailable. Well, guess you'll have to wait till next time. Peace.
Oh, wait, never mind. Okay. His eye bags are crazy. I'm in no position to judge. I'm in no position to judge, man. Okay, wait. Since you didn't actually get Brad's beat, this is what it probably sounded like. Get a snare on there real quick. Maybe put like a clap before the snare. Yeah. Dude, fire shit happening right in the stew, man. Alright. That's what it sounded like. Impressive stuff. Live recreation of what Brad did. All right. Dude, I have all my old music making shit on this PC, so I've been playing around with it a little bit. I suck at it. I suck at it, but it's just I love like tinkering with it a little bit. Hold on. Where is Hi Aiden, I'm in Long Island. Are you around? Um maybe? Depends on what you need me for. Like if you're like let's link up and like drop some acid, like I'll consider. If you're like let's link up and go like to a dark alleyway and talk, I'm probably gonna say no. Sorry, man. All right. Well, I guess we have the X's statement, so maybe somebody linked that if we're lucky. Oh, got it. Special shout out to Gamma. Gamma coming in clutch. Thanks, Gamma. Dude, got the Gamster over here, bro. But why is Abraham. Wait. Huh? Huh? What is go. Okay. I don't know why Abraham Lincoln is there. Okay. Wait. Abe Dinkus? True? Alright. Alright, so Brad's ex, Tina, had some things to say. Therapy is going to be so good today. And was. This was about his recent video. Oh, wait. This is the first post. Maybe. Okay. Got it. I don't know how I missed this in my first coverage. First bit of coverage. Might be time to deplatform my abuser. Give me some time. Honestly, he's doing a pretty good job of deplatforming himself. True. I'm sifting through the many notes, audio recordings, and screenshots I have dating back to 2019. I'm not sure how much I want to share, if any. Please understand I spent 5 years with this person, and he was paying me to work with / for him for less than 2 years of that. I do not want him to hurt himself, and I do not want to get into legal trouble. I've been silent for the past year because I wanted to see him get better, and I desperately wanted to move forward with my life after spending half my 20s being abused. I believe her. She could have come back and said after they broke up and been vindictive and been like, yeah, he's an abuser or whatever for clout. She didn't do that. Um, I think it's fair to say she was going to give him an opportunity to get better, and that really didn't happen. So she doesn't see any reason in like withholding it now. I think that's fair. It's clear he still wants to punish me for the consequences of his own actions. This is not a new thing for me, as he did that the entire length of our relationship after almost 6 years of trying my hardest to protect him. Despite the abuse, I just don't have it in me anymore. I'm not a public person, never have been. I'm trying to handle things in the best way I can. Right now, I just need time to figure out the best way to move forward. I don't have anything compiled or prepared because revisiting it is incredibly triggering. Thanks to anyone who's reached out with words of support. I have no doubts about what I went through, as I have undeniable evidence of it and have discussed it extensively in therapy and with close friends. I don't really need strangers to believe me. I'm in a much better spot in life now, surrounded by wonderful people who do not mistreat me. At this point, I'm more interested in spreading awareness and validating the experiences of people who've gone through similar things without the support that I'm so lucky to have. Uh, if anyone reading this can relate to anything that's being discussed or shared so far, please know you are not alone. There's a way out, even if it feels impossible right now. Reach out to a friend or call the DV hotline. Get yourself safe. I thought the recording was posted. Where's the recording that Diorio played? Oh no, she's emotionally mature and healing. I'm not saying this is content. I just covered what he said, and I want to now hear her side of things. And I believe her. So then I guess the clip came out and she said bruh. So let's listen to this clip. Okay, I guess did nobody link it? Oh, here it is. Okay. So, just want to make sure.
AIDS gang represent, okay?
Yo, thank you so much for the donation. From I got the audio, by the way. Thanks, guys. Special thanks to Kevin Malk. Juicy Dog with the 5. Seeing you go from a serial abuser to calling it out is so wholesome to watch. You've really worked hard to make sure no other victims go unheard. Your victims would be okay, got it. Good one. All right, let's pull this up on Drive. TW, 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 TW. Okay, I got it. I get the message. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a trigger warning. Yes, anybody who has problems with this, or average of problems with this kind of stuff, but I don't know what we're about to hear, and yeah, it might be like genuinely triggering. So, you know, you've been advised.
My own head.
So we've got, for starters, we've got what led up to the incident.
My own head. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Literally just
Real.
while I'm brushing my dogs, I'm just thinking, and you are asking me what I'm thinking about and not letting me not tell you. You are not letting me have privacy in my—
So at this point, you might say it's manipulative she's recording, or how did she know to record? This is like, Brad himself has admitted he's done this repeatedly. She might be recording for her own safety, depending on how he's going to react. She has reasonable suspicion to believe this might escalate, and she's recording for her own protection.
my own.
So full of shit.
Like, that's literally what just happened. Like, I'm sitting here brushing my
Alright,
dog.
Tina, I'm gonna fill up a bowl. You do whatever it is you usually do.
Brad,
And we'll take it from there.
I'm
Alright.
brushing my dogs,
Yep.
and you think that you are entitled to know what is happening in my brain, and you are not.
I'm just right.
I don't know whether to full screen it or not, because I don't know if Wendy's going to complain, stop looking at a black screen. So I just might full, you could look at my beautiful face.
And you're lying. But go on.
What am I lying about? Can you tell me if you're gonna accuse me of lying? Can you tell me what I'm lying about?
Right.
What am I lying about?
What are you thinking about?
I'm lying about what I'm thinking about.
Yep.
And you know that.
He sounds wasted right now, and he's just admitted he's going to go light up another bowl. I don't even think he knows what he's saying.
How?
Because I just know. Because I've been with you for 5 years.
Because you just know.
No, I mean, he's coherent enough to know what he's doing. I just mean, like, it's like verbiage, like when he says you're lying, he just like he gives up. He calls her a liar, and then he just like gives up trying to explain how she's a liar.
That I'm lying at what I'm
I've been
thinking
with
about.
you for 5 years. That's an important detail.
You've been with me for
because
5
I've
years.
actually had to deal with your shit.
So you got to deal with my shit for 5 years, so you know exactly what
And
I'm
now
thinking
you're gonna
about.
throw it onto me. Oh, but I've had to deal with your shit. And look at you, Nia. You're full of shit.
So okay, so I'm sorry. So
You're full
so
of
wait.
shit.
So you accuse me of lying. What am I lying about? You still haven't like outright said what I'm lying about. If you're gonna call me a liar, then
How about you tell me, Tina? There's
So-
so much.
so
How about you? You're a liar. How about you tell me? I hate when people. I know I'm like looking at this from like a debate context, but like someone will make a point or an accusation and then be like, "You tell me. You find the examples." Like you're the one. You're the one saying it. You're the one fucking claiming it.
what I'm gonna tell you is that I'm not lying about anything. I'm sitting
Let's
here.
start with telling me.
This does not sound like someone who is terrified of him. She might not have reason to believe that he is going to be a threat to her right now, but she's recording in case he does become a threat so she could document how he responds to this kind of stuff, and she may think she can handle it and then get scared in the moment when it happens, right?
One
Brushing.
thing you have lied about. What have you lied to me about, Tina?
What have I lied to you about?
So I can think of times where you have mistakenly lied. And
Yeah.
I've said
You can't mistakenly lie. You cannot mistakenly lie. A lie has to be intentional. You have to know what you're saying is false. Wait, fuck.
Then
How about you tell me for 5
so you accuse me.
you have lied about? What have you lied to me about, Tina?
What have I lied to you?
Where you have mistakenly lied.
Yeah.
I've said you've lied, and no matter what.
As someone who's experienced full-blown domestic violence, you get kind of desensitized after a while, almost like you don't care if you die even anymore. I don't know if it's like that far, and what you're saying, by the way, is substantiated. A lot of people describe this experience, and that's like how people going, like if they're going through like severe hardship, it is like sometimes a coping mechanism to like withdraw from caring, right? I don't know if that's the case here. She wouldn't care if she died, but yeah, you absolutely can become desensitized to it. That doesn't mean, though, when it's happening, it doesn't fucking suck.
What I've said, you wouldn't accept that you lied to me. So you're a liar and you can't accept it.
So if someone...
Which is the worst combination I think I've ever witnessed in a partner.
So if someone unknowingly says something that isn't true, where they don't know...
And they can't accept when somebody corrects them, then they're full of shit.
No, so it's...
That's not what a lie is.
When somebody can't listen when their partner tells them and actually just deflects it and makes their life hell, then that's fucked up.
So
and then you're a terrible liar.
Sure, you can mistakenly lie. Honey, did you do the dishes? Yes, love. If it's like an automatic response, and then you realize, wait, I didn't do that. Like, I stand corrected. Like, sometimes I'll think I did something, and I'm because I had it on my mind, I'm going to do this, and then I think I did it. But then I have to double check, and it turns out I didn't actually do it. Like, I had to move a table. I thought I had moved it. I didn't move it. That's not a lie. That is getting something wrong, okay? That's not a lie is intentional. You're intentionally saying a falsehood, knowing that it is false.
Partner who's emotionally abusive.
So if you
do you want to continue?
So if you say something to me, if I say something...
No, if you want to be combative, we can continue being combative because clearly you are not paying enough attention to this conversation.
I'm just trying to understand. So if
How about you stop doing what you're doing with the dogs, look at me in the eyes, and just tell me the truth, Tina?
What's the truth? About what?
You tell me.
Okay.
You tell what?
So, if I
don't even know what the argument's about, by the way, at this point. He's accusing her of lying. She was like brushing her dog. I don't even know what started so far. So far, I wouldn't say we've delved into the realm of abuse per se, right? But it seems like it's getting there. It seems like it's gonna get there.
Being a sarcastic bitch. Look at me in the
Okay, it might be getting there. Okay, I think it actually might be getting there.
fucking eyes and tell me the truth.
So I have...
In the eyes, Tina.
Okay, we're getting there. We're there. Okay, we're there.
Accidentally lied to you before. Well, I have like mistakenly given you...
Tina.
Yes, this is how I argue. I argue with people that I barely know from behind a screen, so there's no threat to their safety. When someone is in front, what someone says to you in person in front of your face, is going to be much more substantial, like in terms of the emotions it invokes, or feelings that like they're going to be a threat to your safety, than saying it from behind a screen. Obviously.
Sorry, I've mistakenly given you incorrect information, and I don't...
He wanted to get... No shot he wanted to give the dog an edible. Are you serious? She was being a bitch about it? That's not being a bitch. You do not give weed to dogs. Sure, you can find funny videos on YouTube of dogs that accidentally ate edibles. That's not good for them at all. That's actually can be quite an unnerving, scary experience for dogs. Unnecessarily drugging your dog with something that's not prescribed is animal abuse. Yes. I don't know if that happened or not. I don't know if I should be believing that. Yeah, it sounds like this guy's full of shit. Fooled by a chatter's joke. Well, stop believing it. Okay, sorry. Fooled by a chatter's joke. Well, welcome to my streams. Welcome. Are you new here?
Mistakenly...
Speaking of new here, if you really are new here, we're 20 subscribers away from 7,000. Your guys' support is insane. Okay, so if you want to support me, great way to do that is to like, sub, dono, or... Well, I already said subscribe. We're getting close to 7,000, guys. Thank you so much. Really. Fucking means the world.
Giving incorrect information is not lying, and I am...
She's right.
So that's not an example then. Try again. An example where you lied to me.
I don't know. that I took the dogs out and I
You're gonna unsubscribe to make sure I don't get to 7K? I was so excited about it. Okay. I'm sorry. That sucks.
hadn't yet.
When?
I don't know, at some point I was like, yep, doing it right now, and then I didn't do it for another half an hour or something.
So you lied to me and you didn't even remember it. You don't even
A
remember
white
any
lie
details
about the
about
dogs
it.
that I took care of the
So
dogs.
it meant nothing to you. Just a little white lie about the
know.
dogs.
I'm saying I'm
You're
sure
just
that
what?
it's
You're so
happened.
used to.
Oh, okay, sorry. Alright, so my okay. Wait, real quick. I'm just gonna go back real quick. So my understanding is this is an argument over she like said she took the dog out and didn't. You could totally accidentally say you did, thinking you did, and not be lying. Because you could believe you did in like the moment, right?
Dogs out and I hadn't yet.
When?
I don't know, at some point I was like, yep, doing it right now, and then I didn't do it for another half.
Wait, that's not. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, real quick.
Tina.
Accidentally lied to you before. Well, I have like mistakenly given you.
Tina.
Sorry.
Okay, so he's calling her a liar, and then he's telling her to what she could have potentially lied to him about, and she's engaging, listing things she thinks she could have lied about.
I've mistakenly given you incorrect information, and I don't mistakenly giving.
Okay, so I don't know if that's what's caused this argument. He's asked her to come up with examples for his claim, and that's what she could come up with. But yeah, that doesn't sound like a lie. It sounds like, yeah, unintentionally giving him misinformation.
Incorrect information is not lying, and I am certain.
So
of it.
that's not an example then. Try again. An example where you lied to me.
I don't
You
know
made the
that I-
fucking claim. The fact that she's even like entertaining this and not walking out of the room shows he probably does have her under under some kind of I'm not gonna speculate too much on that. But like yeah, like if I were in her shoes, I'd be like, yeah, like what the fuck's the matter with you? Like you said it, and now you can't. Like you're just fucking looking for a reason to argue.
The dogs out and I hadn't yet.
When?
I don't know, at some point I was like, yep, doing it right now, and then I didn't do it for another half an hour or something.
So you lied to me and you didn't even remember it. You don't even remember.
Oh wait, fuck! What time stamp? I didn't mean to click off.
My own head.
We're at 3.
I've mistakenly given you. I don't mistakenly giving incorrect information.
When?
I don't know, at some point I was
Alright,
like,
got
yep,
it, we're
doing
back.
right now, and then I didn't do it for another half an hour or something.
So
Okay, so even if she did know she didn't take the dogs out and said she did to get him off her fucking ass and then went like a few minutes after and actually went and did it, sure, that might be a white lie, but everybody fucking tells white lies, okay? You are lying if you say you've never lied about anything or you don't lie about anything, okay? We use this example a lot. I'll tell somebody they look great and they don't, okay? I think I said to one of my grandma's like 90-year-old friends once, she was like, how old do you think I am? And I think I said to her like, I don't know, maybe mid to late 60s. She very clearly did not look like she was in her mid to late 60s. But, you know, it makes her feel good. It's easy for me to say.
you lied to me and you didn't even remember it. You don't even
A
remember
white
any
lie
details
about the dogs that I took care of.
So it meant nothing to you. Just a little white lie about.
Yes, white lies mean nothing to most people if like the end result is not, it's not going to be like a bad outcome. It's not like super like substantial or manipulative. Yeah, people tell little white lies here and there. It fucking happens. Okay? It's part of being human. If you know you're about to go and walk the dog and don't want to be berated for not doing it, like, or being like told off for not doing it like 10 minutes earlier, like you might just say you did it and then like do it right after and the result is still the same. The dog gets walked and everybody's happy.
No, I'm saying I'm sure that it's
You're so
happened.
used to throwing white lies at me,
No,
you don't
no,
even recognize this
No,
one?
that's not true. I just don't.
God, there's so many white lies, Tina. It's like, if they're all white lies, then none of them are, right?
Like, Tina, you told me my, like, disheveled hair looked good. You told me that the bags under my eyes were non-existent. I mean, how can I trust a word coming out of your mouth? It's like, this is like how humans operate, Brad.
I don't. What am I lying to you about? I don't know what you're telling me I'm lying to you about. What's happening in my own brain? That's not fair. It's my own brain. You're not entitled to know that. I'm an individual. If I don't have a safe place within my own head,
Okay, Tina, I'm your partner of 5 years, and if you don't respect me as an individual, then you can, honest to God, get the fuck out of my house.
are both of our
How have we gotten to get the fuck out of my house from, like, he's not trying to have it. If he genuinely thinks she's a lying problem, there's a way to go about that. There's a way to go about that in a way that's actually going to be productive. He just wants to, like, fucking get out his feelings on her, okay? In, like, a manner that's, like, he doesn't care about mending anything or having any sort of, like, productive conversation. For him, it's purely he's angry and, like, needs someone to take it out on. He's taking it out on her. I don't even know what caused this or why this dialogue is happening, or how it's escalated to that point. But that's just, like, that's crazy, bro.
names are on the lease. So that's not going to happen. And also,
Yes, he's arguing just to argue. Yes.
you are not
I'm
entitled.
gonna call the police.
Yeah,
I will get you out of here.
Both
I
of-
will make a story up. I will get you out of here,
both
Tina.
voting.
Okay, so now he is, like, threatening her. Okay, he's threatening her with the prospect of, like, damage to her reputation and name. Yeah, that's abusive. That's, yeah, obviously fucking that's abuse.
Names are on the lease, so you will not be doing that. And
I will say my partner has been emotionally abusive, and I have asked her to
Okay,
leave me.
she's not gonna get arrested over that. Even if he did make up that lie, but still, the prospect of somebody first of all, if he's willing to, like, say something like this, there's no doubt in my mind he's probably made up lies, or threatened to make up lies about her in the past. And if that's the case, I also now double understand why she is recording him. But also, half this dialogue has been him accusing her of lying, and he's sitting here saying, to get what I want, which is you out of the house, even though both of our names are on the lease, there's, like, a contractual agreement, I'm just gonna, like, make up a lie. Like, okay, so how are you, like, if you do think she's a lie, how are you any better than she is?
Times, and despite the fact that I have no support system, she has refused to leave and has continued to emotionally abuse me. I need her to get out for at least a day. I need space, and she refuses. Can you please escort my partner somewhere else so that I can have some mental peace? That's
Right.
what I'm going to tell him.
that's so.
I'm going to call him.
Okay.
You done?
If she's on the lease, there's nothing you can do about that, you fucking moron.
Am I allowed
You
to
fucking
be
done.
quiet? Can I just need to know. I'll give you peace if I'm allowed to be quiet. Am I allowed to be quiet? Or do I have to share what's going on in my brain?
Wow. So, now that you actually know that you need to be quiet, it's also my fault.
Can I be quiet?
She's not blaming him. He's taking things as an attack. I mean, this guy's just looking for somebody to, like, shit on. Like, that's literally what this is about. And this isn't, like, substantial criticism for her, because I can't imagine what it's like to be. This is hardly probably going to be a one-off incident, right? So I can't imagine what it's going to be like to be in her dynamic. And maybe she had a reason for staying in the room. But at this point, like, I would be like, this isn't productive. Like, if you want to actually have, like, a productive conversation, man, we could talk later. But knowing him, he could then just, like, follow her up and start yelling at her. So I'm not going to, like, get on her hard for that.
Can you stop blaming me for shit?
Can I be quiet without you prying about what's going on? What I'm thinking.
Can you stop being a horrific partner? Can you look at me in the eyes? Can you treat me like a person? Can you treat me like someone who's at your level and not someone who you can manipulate?
I have no desire.
You are evil.
I just want to have peace in my brain.
And you will destroy me.
I just want
You
to.
will do anything.
Because, honestly, too, right? He probably nitpicks everything she says. She's right. Her thoughts are probably the only place she has, like, a sense of freedom and solitude. Right? And he's like, because she's made that statement, but as she felt, like, for a normal person, and which he is not, but for anybody that, like, gave a fuck about how other people felt, at that point, you'd be saying to yourself, like, I've really, like, driven this person to the point where they feel like their own mind is, like, the only place they can garner a sense of freedom. But no, he's hearing this, and because she's expressing how she feels, he's going to engage in, like, verbally abusive character attacks, like, you're evil.
I just want to be able to think quietly while I brush my dogs. I just want to be able to quietly reflect.
And he's like trying to cause an argument with her while she's trying to, like, dude.
On my life while I brush my dogs without you asking what I'm thinking about and prying it out of me and thinking you're entitled to know what I'm thinking about. You're
Yeah, it's probably exhausting. It's probably absolutely exhausting to live with someone like that.
not.
I'm not even your partner, Tina.
You're not treating me like a partner.
You're looking around looking for excuses, Tina. I literally am watching your body language.
I can't look in your.
Why is your chair vibrating? Because I have a restless leg, and sometimes I bounce my leg. I don't even realize I'm doing it, okay? So, if you're still asking this question, I don't know if you're, like, new here or whatever, that's probably why, okay? My leg bounces, okay? If I think about it, I can stop it, but when I'm, like, not thinking about it, it just does that. I don't know what to tell you.
You look like one of those freaks on the fucking interrogation videos.
I can't look in your.
Every single thing you're doing is full of shit. You're literally acting like the fucking criminals there, Tina. Like every action. I could record it. And it would be like, Tina's looking to the left while immediately, oh, he asks a question and her eyes are moving.
Oh, he's, like, talking about, like, analyzing her like a JCS fit. Like, that, yeah, that does kind of seem like the problem. It does seem you're, like, totally nitpicking her right now, and you probably do that all the time.
Moving around as she's looking quickly for an answer.
I have trouble with eye
because
contact.
She has no, oh, no, you don't,
Yes,
Tina.
I do.
You are a lying, manipulative person.
He sees that she is like, okay, to be fair, not to be fair to him, because I doubt that's what's happening here. Just because someone's crying does not mean you need to back off, because there are people that weaponize tears, okay? There are people that weaponize tears, and I don't have sympathy for people like Duckbringer who come in on the attack and then weaponize tear. Like, in that case, Duckbringer is like the instigator. She's the one coming in here. She's the one starting shit with me. And Aiko and everybody else, and it's like, oh, now you want to pull out your little, like, tactical fucking tears. I have no sympathy for you, like, boo-hoo. In this case, he's instigating her to the point where she's fucking crying, and he's not, like, backing up for a second, like, dude, what am I doing?
I have trouble.
And you need to get out of my house.
I have trouble with eye contact. I do.
I am going to call the cops if you don't stop.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He doesn't even, like, sound. He doesn't sound like, this doesn't sound like mental illness. This just sounds like you're a piece of shit that has no empathy for other people.
Stop lying to me, Tina. Right now.
Or I wouldn't say has no empathy for other people, but lacks it in the case of, like, you think your feelings supersede that of your partner to the point where you're willing to engage in behavior that, like, actively harms their, like, emotional state and well-being.
This is it. Are you done?
What am I lying to you about?
All right.
What am I lying to you about?
All right. Well, you gotta hide the weed.
Oh, he's acting like he's about to go call the cops.
Brad, they're not gonna. We're both on the lease. That doesn't work.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna say my partner is emotionally abusing me, and I've asked for space endlessly, and I have no support system.
Why don't you, it sounds like they're in a common area right now. Go into your room. Do you not have, like, locks on your doors?
So I moved out here for her, and I'm trapped, and I need space. She has her mother's house. I need help.
My mom is not. You can't push me out of my own house.
Okay, so that's the audio tape that says what led up to this incident. Now we have an audio tape titled The Incident. So I'm assuming this is where, that was bad, okay? He sounds like he was abusing her in that one. But apparently, that was the precursor to the bad part.
You destroyed you.
Okay, that was now we're gonna listen to the bad part. How long is this? I just would like to, okay, it's 1 minute and 38 seconds. So yeah, trigger warning, this does not sound like it's gonna be great.
You are one of my abusers, so I can damn fucking right do that to you. I can kick you the fuck out of here for what the fuck you've done to me. You've destroyed me.
What? How? All I've ever wanted to do is support
Stop lying to me for once. Look at me in the eyes and stop lying to me. Stop being such a wimp.
All I've ever
Look at me and accept what you have done to me. Do you see what I've become?
Okay. If I were her, I could reasonably be in fear of my safety with the way he's yelling, right? It's like completely unstable. Like, I believe someone yelling like that could absolutely escalate into going and like beating the fuck out of me right now. Like, I would be scared if I were her. And if I were in her shoes, I would absolutely be scared. Regardless of what, the prior trauma she supposedly has makes it way worse. But even if that trauma wasn't there, like, yeah. Holy fuck.
You've killed me! You promised me everything! You lied to me!
What did I promise?
Look at me in the fucking eyes and say that again! Look at me! Tell me! Tell me! Tell me what the fuck you just said! Tell me! Get out of my
I
house!
promised you.
Get out of my fucking house!
I promise you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
I'm...
She feels like he's about to go and do something. I don't know if he's motioning to go do something or if this is due to something he's done previously, like he's gonna go break something, but you can hear she's scared right now, obviously. Obviously, she's fucking scared.
You're trying to...
Don't.
You are evil. Like, you're evil.
I don't.
Okay, the rest of it is just her crying. Yeah, that sounds horrible. It sounds totally, like, unstable and unhinged. That sounds absolutely abusive. Yeah, I don't really need to listen to her crying for, like, 30 seconds. Yeah, that sounds horrible. There's still more at the end?
You are one of my...
There's nothing else at the end. It's just her crying. Yeah, that sounds horrible. She had every right to feel scared. I understand why she felt scared. And I absolutely believe this is a pattern. And that is like 150% fucking abusive. And yeah, I'm glad she's out of that situation. Why do you wear a ring on your pinky? I used to wear it on my index, but people thought I was fucking engaged. It also doesn't fit there. Barely fits there, like cuts off my fucking circulation. Yeah, he absolutely sounds like the one with like the power. He's threatening her living situation. Yeah. Sorry, I meant my ring finger, not my index. I meant my ring finger. Alright. Well, yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. I still hope he gets the help he needs, but, dude, he should not be on the internet. Not even just over that, it's just he has, like, a very unproductive relationship with the internet. Apparently Rose Malay came out with a video. Rose defends Brad on a lot, so I'm gonna see this.
You are one of my abusers, so I can damn fucking right do that to you. I can kick you the fuck out of here for what the fuck you've done to me.
Wait, hold on.
Promise me.
Sorry, we listen to that. Let's listen to Rose Malay talk about this. Brad's previously gotten shit for his association with Rose Malay and did kind of throw her under the bus. I don't know if she's gonna defend him here. No, I don't know if Rose is gonna defend him here, but Rose has, like, previously, up until I think even last week, been, like, Brad's, like, defender.
Last year, Brad told me that he was arrested, along with some other very concerning things. I was able to find the arrest record.
The reason he told me this is because he said to me while laughing that no one would believe me.
I believe that I had an obligation to put this information out there. And it was all so bad that I was willing to completely end the friendship because I felt like his audience had a right to know the things that I knew. And I put it all in a video, and I didn't release it.
Did Rose really end the friendship? It seemed like Rose was, like, actively taking it upon herself to, like, defend this guy over the course of the year. like to a weird extent. Like it was a strange dynamic. Rose says she's like that with people that show her kindness, but she was like acting like Brad's like #1 fucking defender. I don't know if she really ended the friendship. Thing about Rose is she does like these like weird like post hoc justifications or like narratives to make herself not look as bad for some of like the behavior she's engaged in. Like Rose used to like do like defenses of like of rapists, right? But she would also tweet out like defenses of zoophilia. And her new narrative that she has now is that she was actually like a rape victim herself or whatever. That was just her way of responding in hindsight. I don't believe that, and the reason I don't believe that is because you have other tweets unrelated to rape regarding things like zoophilia, etc., that all seem like things being done to provoke, to get negative attention. Rose is like somebody that seemed at that point like somebody that was addicted to any form of attention, even if it was negative, and that's how she got it.
The reason is because I had friends who told me that I couldn't release it, that Brad was going to kill himself if I did release it.
So I'm the one who sent her these messages that she should delete this video that she made about Brad. During a Discord call, she told me that she had no actual intention of releasing this video. And then I said, if that's true, delete it. It's like being a recovering alcoholic and keeping a bottle of wine in your fridge. Why would you keep it there unless you eventually plan on drinking it? She ends up deleting it when I finally convince her to do so. Unfortunately, she does have a stalker.
I just got this number from a really interesting place. Why are you simping over a tranny?
You have all these folders.
Huh? What is happening here? Who is this? How is this person? Who's the guy that's talking? Who's the guy that's making the call? What the fuck is going on here?
Of every single tweet that Rose has ever made. You claim that someone is sending you all of this, but I feel
no, not based.
like nobody but you would have time to organize all of that. He was looking for the opportunity to upload that video. The reason why he couldn't do it before is because she would have copyright struck it down because it was still on her channel as unlisted. But because she deleted it, anyone can re-upload that video and there ain't shit she could do about it. So that's why he went ahead and re-uploaded it.
People told me not to release the video, so I didn't. Now recently, after Brad posted his video, I have been in contact with him throughout all of this. In fact, I am the reason he deleted that first video. I informed him that Tina was planning on dropping a response, and that scared him. He says to me, okay, I need to get out of this. Clearly.
Okay, I thought you two broke off the friendship at that point. Were you no longer still actively friends?
Because he knows how damning that recording is. I say to him, she is apparently claiming that you abused her for 5 years.
Wish you the best. She's apparently...
And he responds with, yeah, I took down the video. I don't need her getting lawyers and airing dirty laundry. The good news is that I can hide for a bit longer, hopefully. And again, I'm stupid for not realizing how sketchy this looked. Now, Brad told me that he recorded a suicide.
No, this is what it seems like. It seems like Rose was absolutely still sympathetic to Brad up until a few days ago. There was no like hesitancy or ignorance. And now that like a conclusive video is cut, there's like zero way of defending this guy. Rose is now going to like jump ship for Brad. And you could say it's snaky. To be fair to Rose, this is exactly what Brad did to her at one point. Okay? So she's snaking the guy that snaked her.
I note video.
I think I'd rather just end it right now. Yeah. So I said it out loud. I recorded a 20-minute suicide note.
So me and a couple other friends have been talking to him for like hours.
Wait. He said he was going to play his song at the end of the video, and then I guess he didn't find it. But apparently he posted on BradTaste too. Wait, dude, what the hold on. Quick interruption. Hold the phone. Wait, why isn't it loading?
Man, this is my passion.
He's stoned as fuck, by the way, here.
It's clearer than ever before. Why? Because they make look like jokers when they saying all this shit they don't understand. It's like a fucking joke, and it's like everything that I've done doesn't matter. And it's like they putting me on a fucking platter. Like, oh, man,
wait.
Another slice of me. Yeah, man, all they doing is slicing me, man. I ain't... where I'm supposed
It's like
to.
he knows how bad it is because he's fucking smile. Dude, you could not, like, if I, like, got, like, high or drunk and did some shit like this, you would not be able to, like, torture me for this video.
Be. Yeah, why? Cause no, I'm not supposed to have these damn friends who say that they friends. I feel like Rigby at the end of that one episode of the regular
I feel like Rigby at the end of the one episode.
show.
Man, you
Oh my god, that's so loud. I really hope nobody heard it. I did not do that on purpose. They see now. I think they fucking vision turning see now. I feel like I am an only child. I told mama I'm just only wild.
Okay, I guess this goes on for...
Yeah. Now I have to right my wrongs. Bad bitches with the tightest thongs.
He goes on for...
From the very fucking start, yeah, I asked him from my heart, please tell me, do you look at me as just like Kevin Hart? Yeah, an entertainer, a leg sprainer for your enjoyment. Oh man, I got another guy trying to avoid employment.
I'm just sorry. I know it's dead air. I was just, like, absorbing this. Because it's just, like, this... I didn't know he would get any lower than, like, what it was like last year. And it's, like, this guy is, like, insane. Like, a lunatic. Like, this guy, like, you could, like, tell me this was recorded from a psych ward, and I'd, like, believe you. This is honestly, like, besides the fact he's a piece of shit for what he did, this is, like, bizarre and, like, sad as fuck.
Pretty much every day, trying to convince him not to kill himself. I basically told him, look, just record a short video apologizing for that video and then leave the internet entirely for a full year.
Rose wants to handle his PR. She took it upon herself. Oh my god, dude. No, that's exactly... Wait, Chronic came in clutch. Wait, no shot. She's like, yeah, I heard it, and I broke off the friendship over this last year. And you knew this video existed. You knew this recording existed, and as of yesterday, you were tweeting out, or I guess, yesterday at 1 a.m. I guess this was before the video had come out. Everyone's making all this shit up about Brad. Meanwhile, he's just chilling, making DJ mixes. Maybe she'll claim that's a joke. Rose is not like the irony pill type. I could tell you that. No, she absolutely was like making Brad her like personal project, like someone showed her kindness, so she reciprocates like a thousandfold. I'm gonna defend you on everything. I'm gonna be like your like whatever. It's just, I guess, how Rose works. And now that the video's come out, she's now jumping ship. Chronic is free. Chronic is back in the server. In fact, I'm gonna let Chronic into IC. Okay, I'm gonna let Chronic back in. I've sent him my conditions. I let him back in the server. And I said to him, if you're like cool in general for like a few days, I'll let you into IC. So I'm gonna let Chronic into IC. Yeah. Just don't be like fucking like my condition to Chronic was don't like gloat about the fact you're back in over the dude that doesn't like you. Just like avoid each other. I don't have to deal with like drama from that. I think that's fair enough. All right, you're back in IC, Chronic. Welcome. Listen, all you need to do, Chronic, is don't cause, and I'm not saying you like necessarily do this all the time. A lot of times other people's fault, but please, for at least a week, do not cause like or be your presence is involved in some server drama that leads to me getting 10 DMs about it. Okay? Just be chill. Be a chill guy, okay?
Yeah.
I just wanted to give him emotional support, and quite frankly, I just wanted to make sure that the dude didn't kill himself. That was my main priority. Now, throughout our calls, Brad would...
OMG, Brad, please don't hurt yourself. Crying emoji. It's gonna be okay, I promise. You'll get through this. Definitely not friends, by the way. Not friends, by the way. Distancing herself, by the way. Running, but... Wait, not... Hold on.
Would make some comments about Tina that kind of irked me, but I kind of just chalked it up to the fact that, you know, due to all this drama going on, he probably has some feelings about the whole thing. That all changed when on August 4th, he sent me an hour-long video of a freestyle that he was doing. And throughout the video, he talks about Tina, and he just says some very nasty stuff about her.
She was letting people think that I beat her.
Wait, no, Rose! Where's Rose? I gotta call Rose, dude. I gotta call Rose. I gotta call her. This is crazy, bro. Okay, good one, Wendy. She's rewriting history in real time. Okay, she's not picking up. But she's now claiming, I had heard this freestyle, and this is what changed my mind. I heard he's, like, being mean to Tina or whatever. I'm sorry, what freestyle, what were you referring to in this? What were you, you said you got sent this on the 4th? Okay, so you got sent this on the 4th, and apparently this changed your opinion of everything. But on the 6th, you're literally tweeting, everyone's talking all this shit about Brad, but he's just chilling, making DJ mixes. After you had been sent this. So surely being sent this didn't cause some, like, crazy epiphany for you that caused you to, like, have, like, defend Brad, to no longer defend Brad or whatever. You were defending Brad up until you couldn't.
Just so that she can stay out of it. Oh man, I really hope she feels proud of it. Fucking ridiculous, the shit I put up with. The bad bitch needs to pipe down. So what I do? Oh, simply I yell at her. That's just what I do. Oh.
What? Well, okay, I didn't realize it. Okay, I didn't realize how loud that made my mic just peak. What? Dude, no shot. Okay, that probably raped your guys' ears. I'm sorry. But holy shit. He's literally dropping bars about, like, abusing her. Dude. We're making it out the jail cell with this. We're making it into the jail cell with this one. We're losing our freedom with this one.
Just a message. Look, a true story. I was yelling at the bitch. Yeah, what you do for me? Well, ruined my life. The bitch bad looking for some evidence. Look, is it ever as bad as they say it is? See, that's what this shit got me thinking. I was so mad when she stitched to the cop. Man, I was not prepared for whenever she got scared, man. It's like she saw a different man in me. Oh, bad bitch, but she looks like a manatee. They're coming after me. Assault and battery is what they claim. They say that I've been running away from the truth. Man, I commit assault and battery against my girl. You know, the one I love, the one who's...
Wait, what? Dude, this is literally like a domestic violence type beat. Dude, what the fuck? We're getting charged with domestic violence for this one, man.
My entire world, and she believes this. Don't know how she's deceived herself into this.
And again, despite everything, I was never going to leak this. I was never going to talk about this because, quite frankly, it's none of my business. It's a personal situation between two people, and I kind of realized that I should just stay out of it. That all changed when Tina decided to release the audio. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because when Brad talked to me, he lied about what was recorded on that video. He basically made it seem like he just said, get the fuck out of my house. But like in the video, he talks about making shit up to the cops.
Without being a sarcastic bitch, look at me in the fucking eyes and tell me the truth. In the eyes, Tina.
You are...
I'm gonna call the police.
Yep.
I will get you out of here.
Both.
I will make a story up. I will get you out of here,
Both
Tina.
are you gonna-
I will say my partner has been emotionally abusive and I've asked her to leave many times. That's what I'm going to tell them.
That's so...
I'm gonna call them and you will destroy me. You will do anything
I just want to be able to
Tina.
think quietly while I brush my dogs. I just want to be able to quietly reflect on my life
I
while
already heard this part.
Since 2017, and throughout all of my years of knowing this person, I have had this constant battle with myself of wanting to expose things about him because he keeps doing shit that concerns me.
Back in 2017, all the people that he was originally friends with, like most of them have turned against him because of his behavior. And I was the first person to really call him out. I know a lot of people afterwards.
You were
started to
his
realize,
#1 defender. You were, like, taking it upon yourself to watch everything that was about Brad and jump in and defend him. You took it upon yourself to go after Lyrics because you thought that Lyrics was, like, filling Brad's, like, space in the market while he was away or whatever. Okay? You, like, were as close, like, even, like, I would even think this is weird for somebody to, like, go to this level for somebody that they're dating. Like, you were his, like, attack dog that he didn't ask you to be.
some things that I'd already realized.
He claims that she's using misleading screenshots to push her victim complex, and that he has never had any less respect for anyone than I do of her. All she said is that Brad should be careful.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, I didn't mean to. Sorry, that was an unexpected. That was an unexpected reaction.
What he says because of his audience. I have a playlist of all of the mental health videos from like 2018, 2019. I might release that now. And it's really shocking to me that it took people this long to kind of realize that like he got a problem. If I were to call him out, if I were to say anything, people would be like, well, Rose, who the fuck are you to say anything?
I'm sorry, the blob that ate everything looking at us like, dude, what? This camera, like, when you're like this large, like showing your camera and like that, like you should zoom in your camera or something. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. You're looking like a piece of fucking chewed gum.
Any less respect for anyone than I do of her. All she said
said is that Brad should be careful what he
What?
says because of his audience.
I have a playlist of all of the mental health videos from like 2018, 2019. I might release that now. And it's really shocking to me that it took people this long to kind of realize that like he got a problem. If I were to call him out, if I were to say anything, people would be like, well, Rose, who the fuck are you to say anything? And I think Brad knows this too. In fact, it's the reason why
You had no problem saying anything. You're like, I'm not the person to come out and call him out. It's not my place. You were totally fine with jumping in whenever it came to defending him.
talked to me so much over these past few days because everybody else that he's talked to, they want
This
nothing
is
to
such a bullshit excuse to like justify you not like, you're trying to claim you've held this stance and just didn't come forward.
with him after everything that's come out. And Brad would just tell me how horrible they were, how awful of friends they were, that they would betray him and all that shit. And I comforted him. But after seeing that video, I just can't look at him the same way again. And it just sucks that when like I tried to speak up before, because like the video is on YouTube, you can find it. I was spot on about everything regarding the arrest. I had all the details. I know everything. And everyone was telling me that I shouldn't release it because I would be a bad person, because I would ruin him. And so when he rekindled with me, I thought that it was very good, that I would be a positive influence in his life, that I was lucky to be his friend.
Yes, you had a savior complex with him. It was very strange.
That's how I saw it. But it's like, if the dude is only talking to me because his other friends have left him due to his disgusting behavior, that's not a true friend. You know, I shouldn't be okay with that. I should have more self-respect. And when somebody's exposed for doing shitty things, and then all of a sudden wants to act all buddy-buddy with me, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't fucking do that. The thing that hurts the most, though, is like, I do genuinely still hope he gets help. Like, I hope he doesn't fucking kill himself. But like, in the call, he uses suicide as manipulation. Like, he just blatantly does.
You've killed me! Give me another reason.
Okay, that's it. When he says you've killed me, I don't think that is a horrible recording. It makes him look horrible, and you manage to like extrapolate like the worst point possible from it. No, I don't think him saying you killed me is him saying he's gonna kill himself. I think that's like a little bit of a reach. He probably has used suicide as a form of manipulation. I just don't think that's an example of it.
Make me want to get a knife and stab myself. Please. Please don't hurt yourself, Tina goes on. You wouldn't stop me, Brad says. Yes.
Okay, yeah, this is a good example.
I would, Tina goes on. Do it. Watch me. I'm dead anyways.
And it makes me question fucking everything.
That's good. That's a good example. What Rose had just pulled up was not.
I guess at the end of the day, I pretty much just learned that like I need to learn to trust my gut. When I have feelings about a person,
I'm sure. Yeah, you were just feeling this the whole time. It was just like Mother Teresa over here, fucking, just was willing to look past the negatives in human nature and see the positives and see the good and come in to help a vulnerable soul. Your gut never fucking, the only thing your gut is feeling is probably like shit because you just fucking ate 15 fried chicken wings topped with like a whole fucking pack of Twinkies, okay? The only thing you're feeling in your gut is like acidity and like maybe like early like stomach cancer and like skin tearing, okay? Other than that, you are absolutely being this guy's like #1 defender, coming in, sweeping for him, being his attack dog that he never hired. So no, you can't now say, oh, I always felt this way. You didn't always feel this way. Come on.
The thousands of comments that people have made telling me that I was being awful to Brad, that I did this to Brad, it influenced my perception, and I wanted to give him more chances because of that. And it's like when Brad talked to me, he would talk about how his trust was betrayed because she recorded him. But hearing the recording, it's like, I understand why she recorded him. He has this influence and power. If she didn't record that, no one would ever believe her. And that's what's so disgusting about all of this. When I spoke up about him, nobody listened to me. Listen, I've made fucking horrible tweets. What Brad did was abuse. I am a victim of abuse. And it sucks because I know people.
You're the victim? Wait, excuse me? Excuse me, you're the victim? That's your takeaway. Rose Malay is the victim in all of this. We've just heard this person is such a wretched fucking attention whore. It's crazy. How do I take this situation right now and make it about me? Okay, I've come in defending this guy. Now a clip's come out that's got his name up again, and I can't defend him anymore because it's going to be a horrible look. How do I now switch and make this about me? Oh my fucking god, dude.
People are gonna think, oh, look at Rose trying to get in on the drama. I legitimately was not ever going to post about this, ever. This changes things for me. That video he posted, he did that on his own. He didn't tell anybody he was making that video. That was a really stupid.
What an opportunistic fucking attention whore. Holy shit.
Yeah, and I told him, what you don't understand is I called Brad hours ago. And he told me, first thing in that call, that he dropped the video. And I was like, wait, why? He said he was gonna be offline for a year. And I told him it was a really stupid idea. And he was trying to argue with me on why it was actually good. But honestly, at this point, I'm glad he did. I'm glad that all this shit is out there. Like, it's actually fucking over. I don't think he should come back to YouTube at all. He can't come back to fucking YouTube. And in fact, I'm gonna show you something else. I saw this on Twitter, right? And I tried to ask the girl for more information. This girl that claims to have gone to school.
I wonder if Brad said something to her in the maybe it's not even about him not being publicly defensible anymore. I wonder if Brad had said something to her that's now causing her to like he's now the devil or whatever.
Bradley is claiming that he fucking stalked a girl. And I
went to high school with that loser, and he actually stalked a girl in his neighborhood, would look through her window and, oh my, see, like, she now thinks Brad is she's trying to throw everything out. I wonder what he said to her in that call that's made her, like, flip on him this hard. Maybe she is fucking borderline, because she was, like, when she thought this guy was her friend, she was, like, defending him on everything, okay? Like, this is, like, the greatest guy in her fucking world or whatever. And now it's like, how do we throw everything at this guy right now? And it's like, you're now like pulling up like from random like 2-like shitters, like allegations that he stalked somebody in fucking high school.
Checked, like, she's from the state that Brad is from. I can't confirm this allegation, but like in addition to all of this, I'm just so fucking done. And I can't believe, like, I made so many fucking excuses for this guy. I'm so
What is that proof of?
mad at myself because like this happens time and time again with me. You know, I get treated like shit, and so I just
you're the victim. You're me. I was treated like shit. I'm the victim.
assume that
Rose was treated like shit by Brad in one instance, okay? In one instance, because Brad was fucking spineless, okay? And thought Rose was like a friend. I guess Rose had come in and positioned herself as a person Brad could go vent to. And then when Brad is getting like shit on for his association with Rose, he's now going to pretend like he's also shocked by the old content that he'd already seen. Right? That did kind of throw Rose under the bus, okay? That was a case, so I can totally agree you were like treated poorly, but you still went on for a long time to defend him. Nothing's really changed that much since then. You're not the victim here.
other people are wrongly treated, and I want to be their advocate. I want to help them. I want to help them make good choices. And then like people get exposed for awful shit, and it's just like, fuck. I don't want to be around people like that. I need people in my life who are going to motivate me to be better. People in my life who respect me. So yeah, this is coming from somebody who's a friend. I can't believe this shit. And one last thing, I'm really sorry to Tina. I wanted to see these clips because I was planning on like doing this expose. I wanted to talk to Tina. I wanted to know. And have I seen these clips?
She was planning to do an expose on Tina or Brad?
I wouldn't have been out here fucking defending this guy. The reason I wanted to see that is because, like, if this is somebody I'm going to associate with, I want to know what really went down. I'm sorry for bothering her. You know, she happened to be in a live stream where they were shit-talking me. But
okay, then just admit, I thought this guy was the best person ever up until I saw a clip of him yelling at somebody. Or I think yelling is an understatement. Until I saw, oh wait, didn't mean to tab out. Until I saw a clip of him being verbally abusive to somebody or whatever. Admit that. Be honest about it. But you're trying to, like, control the narrative. Just like you did with your, like, fucking pro-rape arguments or rape apology arguments and, like, your fucking your zoophilia shit.
I'd say, like, I truly had no idea, like, what was in that audio. Brad made it seem...
I would respect Rose 10 times more if, like, about that old shit, Rose said, I love attention. I love attention. And I said any shocking thing possible to get it because I believe that any publicity was good publicity and it made me feel good. I believe you. That's probably true. That's probably accurate. Okay? I would believe you. I think there's something wrong with you, but I totally believe you. Just be fucking honest about it. This is like the whole like post hoc justifications feel like super manipulative.
Seemed like to me, like that the audio was just him yelling, like he was just telling her to get out of his house, but like he was not honest to me. He lied to me, and I don't know why I fucking believed him, considering fucking everything. At the end of the day, I just hope you all learned something from this. Be careful who you're supporting out there.
Also, I think my ex once showed me a Jason Aldean song, and I think
like there were no signs. You have to remember as well, in the video from before Rose had dropped Brad, in the video from days, you can literally hear Brad like be like, yeah, like she was like crying and shit, and it was like interrupting my work, and it's like. He sounds like somebody completely devoid of empathy for his part. It's like, how can you be on his side still? Well, I gave Rose a call, and Rose is still welcome to call in, by the way. What are we at now? We've just hit the 2-hour mark. So we've got Anthony Fantano, we've got Lyle Convoy, we've got Acheeto, who I'm kind of interested to cover, but it is gonna like kind of piss me off probably. And his comments are just like the worst types as well. I said I wouldn't cover Acheeto anymore because I didn't really care about Acheeto all that much. Acheeto to me is like just like a very like unintelligent person that like sees people of influence and wants to be those people. He doesn't have an identity of his own or anything of substance. And it leads to him talking about things he clearly knows nothing about. The fact that he would try to talk about politics is like so hilarious. And there's nothing wrong with not knowing about politics. Just don't like try to get political or whatever. But like, he's like, who the fuck is Jim Jordan? The fuck's a Marjorie Taylor Greene? I bet you if I was to ask Acheeto, can you like name like the 3 branches of U.S. government? He would not be able to do it. He wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah, he is also doing gambling streams. I don't necessarily know if Acheeto's like I don't think he's like a bad guy per se. I mean, I don't know if I want to say that. He's not a bad guy. He's just like very hard not to laugh at. He might be a bad guy. But he's just like, it's like, he's just like such like a sensitive fucking moron that it's like, regardless of him being a bad guy or not, it's like he makes himself like very easy to laugh at, especially when his content is like purpose to like dunk on other people. Asking someone to name the 3 branches of government, this is like the go-to politics question for everybody. This is like everybody's go-to. I don't know why my light is blinking in the background, by the way. But yeah, since we're at the 2-hour mark, hold on. Since we're at the 2-hour mark, I'd like to, I'm gonna have a quick smoke, and then we'll get back to it. What I'll leave you with here, 244 watching. Who the fuck rated us? So stay here. I'll be back in like 7 minutes. What I will leave you with is I had a conversation with Beckett about Lio Convoy a few nights ago, and that will kind of play in to. Wait, is it here? Hold on.
Try to.
I think it's here. Maybe? Yeah. I had a convo with Beckett the other night about Lio Convoy. Here it is. I will be back here in like 7-ish minutes, and then we'll go for like another 3 hours maybe. Yeah. See you guys in a sec.
Appreciated. How you're able to find the humor and everything. I have some questions.
Wait, it's right here.
Our biggest. What are you talking about? Call from Resi. Wait, Beckett's calling me. Beckett, are you still live? Are you still live?
Yeah, I'm still live. What's up, buddy?
I'm live. So
Congrats.
Just laughing at the little cows, man. You're always laughing. I've always appreciated how you're able to find the humor and everything. I have some questions for you while we're here.
Sure, buddy.
So, would you happen to know a girl by the name of Anna?
Doesn't ring any bells.
And hypothetically, if you were talking to her in a certain context, would you have known she was 14? I'm just fucking with you. I'm here to ask you about live conflict. So basically,
sure, buddy.
Apparently, I've heard you've been providing some cope on his behalf, some defenses.
Oh, you mean the fucking, like, yeah, Lima thing. So, like, my very basic point with this is, Light got raked over the coals for all this shit, and the basic stuff was, stop getting involved in predator hunting and don't dox people.
Do you think
and then
do you think, like, the only issue with what he was doing is that he was hunting predators?
I think that was my core issue. I don't care if Leo's, like, bullying, like, fucking retards in Discord calls. I just don't. Why would I care about that?
So you don't care about the Rosa stuff?
I care about the Rosa stuff, but the Rosa stuff is, like, a very specific example. Like, I don't care about, like, for instance, the earlier Sasu calls, right? Like, somebody who's, like, actively... Okay, so, like, if you've got people who are in that community who are actively trying to engage in these calls and, like, fucking beastburgs and cause issues. Like, isn't that exactly the same as the call I'm watching you have with, like, Duckbringer and Ico right fucking now? I don't see massive amounts of difference.
Wait, I don't know about
the Rosa call.
I don't know about any of the other. First, just to clarify, this person called in to talk to me, right? Lio, based on what I've seen, it seems like Lio likes a bunch of people watching. He likes feeling like he has power in the call. He just seems to be like a kind of like a loser in real life that's like compensating for his power, but compensating for his lack of power in real life online by like posturing over the lowest of the low and calls with a bunch of like mentally ill freaks and kids.
I think that's certainly true for a lot of the calls, particularly through like 2023, yeah.
Yeah. Just to clarify, when we say 2023, I feel like you're like under the impression that was forever ago. Like you say, like tell me when Lio doxes someone in the new age. 2023 was only.
Well, I mean, like tell me when, like, okay, so it's like he went through the drama, he was called out on those things, said he would not do those things, has not got involved in predator hunting or like doxing people since then. So like, yeah,
Lio,
what's the standard meant to be? Like, okay,
does Lio still not provide soft justifications for the Rosa stuff? Like, does he still not say, well, she was doing bad stuff, like after the fact?
Well, actually, okay. I don't know is the answer to that. I've heard some soft justifications, and anytime that I've heard those soft justifications, he's been called a retard and to shut up.
Yes. So,
but at the same time,
but the fact that he's still,
he doesn't. But he.
So I'm a big believer in redemption, right? I'm a big believer that people can change. The problem is, and people use the Coppola, oh, you're only sorry because you just got caught, and then if that's the case, nobody's really sorry. But there are people, there are a few that are just sorry because they got caught, and I don't think those people should be just like welcome back in. It seems to me like Lio responded to the overwhelming backlash he received as opposed to believing that he perpetrated any wrongdoing with his actions. And I feel like that's like exemplified by the fact that you yourself just admitted he's like still providing soft justifications.
He's done soft justifications, but also he has said that the Rosa call was like wrong and bad and something he wouldn't repeat, and he recognizes the issues with. Because again, like, so
Beckett, if he, what you just said, right? Is there a case if somebody was only sorry because they were getting public backlash, only sorry because that, not because the content of their actions or because they see any like substantive wrong, they would say exactly what you just said. That wouldn't really change anything from what I just accused him of being.
Okay. Let's just like do brass tacks. My main thing is like, if Lao's not doing these things, if he's like trying to improve himself and not get involved in predator hunting and not drag people into calls to like accuse that, like Rosa's a really specific example for like 2 reasons. Firstly, Rosa had no fucking power. She was a random mod who got dragged in because they couldn't get to fucking Rebecca Starr, whatever her fucking name is. It was across 3 fucking calls. It was huge amounts of harassment, and it was like completely unjustified. She was just a random fucking spurk.
Well, you missed a key problem. You missed a key problem as well. If you listen to her talk, even if she did have the physical ability to ban the screamer.
Yeah, she's like obviously like not mentally there. Sure,
yes.
yeah, I agree with you.
Like quite comparable. Her intellect, I would not be surprised if it's like comparable to that of a child, just based off of
Yeah, she's like hugely retarded and like very autistic. Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
But it's like, but again, if he's not doing those things, like what is like, so this is like the constant question I ask. It's like, well, bring me current examples, because people point to things like Dreamer. Well, Dreamer's somebody who's endlessly tried to interact with like Vlad's Discord, with Lao's Discord. That is somebody who is seeking those interactions. He's made videos on me, on Akumu, on loads of different people, and he's like an active fucking troll. It's not the same thing.
I don't really know.
So
I don't know who Dreamer is.
Well, then why are you? Okay, so my frustration. No, because my frustration is because you're coming. No, but you're coming to me and going, well, what about Lao Convoy? I'll give you an example. I don't really know about that. It's like, well, then why are you asking me about it?
Wait,
if you don't know what he's currently doing,
you're using a fake dunk. That example was not needed to prove my point, right? My point being, do you not feel as though change or redemption partially involves an acceptance of one's wrongdoing?
Yeah, but I don't think that means that. Like, hold on. So, what would you like if somebody is like, hey, I recognize this was wrong, but there are also other factors where, like, still an element of it may have been fair enough. Or I'm not talking about Leo in specific here. Let's say if somebody really fucked something up, but they're also like, and then this other thing happened, and there was this other element. You can still accept that you're wrong and change your behavior, which I would argue it's not just like accepting you're wrong. I think the like changing of a behavior is what's really important, because that's like the outcome you're looking for. If it's just like, I think people have the right to kind of go, there are other factors there. So if Leo turned around and said, hey, I acted in this particular way because I was being manipulated by the people around me, which is true, by the way, it's true. Like, Leo's a fucking idiot and got
That's
manipulated
retarded,
by
dude. Isn't he in like his 30s? Like,
yeah, but like, again, hold on. I'm not saying that. Hold on. Well, let me finish the point. It's like, it's not all of the answer to it, but like, he was manipulated. Like, people lied to him about what was happening. That's not just like him being like, if I fed you false information.
We're talking about the Rosa stuff here, right?
Well, I was thinking of like other things actually.
Well, let's just stick to that. That's all I need. That's all I need. Let's just stick to that. What about that situation? Was he lied in any aspect of that?
I don't know the Neko stuff well enough to be aware, because I don't know the full Neko thing. I can give you the example with the Kumu stuff, for example. The Kumu stuff's really easy, because basically Peaches lied to Lio about what Kumu was doing. Same with the Kumu as well. Like loads of people like Nezzy, Doodletones, Heaton, all lied about what Akumu was doing to turn Lio against
Let's just argument's sake say he was totally right, manipulated, didn't do anything wrong in any of those situations.
I'm not saying he didn't do anything wrong. I'm just saying
I can for argument's sake. I can for argument's sake and throw those out the door. Okay, I'm just talking about. There's one very specific situation I'm talking about here, which to me would be indicative of like his character in general, just that on its own. And in that particular situation, right? I feel as though, for some, like, if he is still providing soft justifications for it to this day, it probably indicates that he still does not fully see the wrongdoing of his actions and merely apologize due to social backlash.
Okay, can you give me examples of the soft justification he's using?
Well, one that I've heard sources say is like, oh, well, Rosa, like, after the fact did some like other bad stuff or whatever, and you even reiterated that to me in like a previous conversation we had, that like she was like something about like she's still going around being a spurg or whatever, something along those lines. Does that sound familiar?
No.
I feel like you repeated that to me verbatim. That's how I heard about it.
I don't think so. I think like the soft justification at the time was like, it was like Rosa was like annoying people about Star Wars stuff, but I can't understand why it would be. I think there's like there was something about Rosa still going around being a spurk, but I don't think that was a Lio justification. I think that was just a comment about Rosa like in like years later.
Okay,
but I think
which ones were you referring to when you just agreed that he gave soft justifications behind the scenes?
So there was a soft justification of the round over whether Rosa had actually any power as a mod. And whether she was in some way responsible. And I think there was something to do with like Rosa's like culpability or like understanding, the level of understanding. But it's been a while since I've seen any of these. So you're asking me about stuff that I watched last year, right?
The fact that he would even think that something like that is worth debating, like based off his own conversations with her, shows me this guy's like totally like unable to grasp the situation. Like just talking to her, you could tell even if she did have mod powers. What do groomers do? They manipulate, they lie. This is somebody with intellect probably comparable to that of a child. To think that this person like must be able to decipher all of this and like realize what was going on despite like this groomer like trying to friend them.
Okay, because again, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think my issue comes in at what point do you turn around and go, well, someone's like irredeemable or like hasn't learned that lesson? Because aren't there multiple cases where we've looked at dramas where people go like, okay, well, you've changed your action enough? Because if Lio was still going after Rosa, I'd agree with you. But if Lio was just like, I don't know, saying something offhand, I'd need like specific examples to hand. And like, I mean, almost with the way the Rosa cool stuff has been brought up again, maybe it's worth another conversation about that. I don't know.
I'd love to have a conversation with him about that.
Yeah,
he totally avoids conversations about that. He's unwilling to talk about it in a confrontational environment.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not his keeper, so I can't like force him to come and talk to you.
Why?
I can once again suggest that he does.
Do you not think like are you comfortable saying he's like a coward though if he doesn't, like a total like pussy coward? Can you say that?
The only reason I wouldn't is because like Lio generally is pretty confrontational. My impression has been
yes, he is when he thinks he has power. When he thinks he has power.
But my impression, hold on. Can I?
Yeah, sorry to get that in there.
My impression has been he's tried to take a step back from it because that was the old bad behavior. So I don't want to just call it cowardice. I'd say this: if Lio won't even talk to you off the record or off stream, yeah, I'd say that was maybe a little bit cowardly. Sure. I think he probably should talk to you. I think it's reasonable to have these questions and like hear them from like the source. Sure.
Did he tell you why he wouldn't talk to me?
No, I don't think we've ever really discussed you.
You did. You sent me a DM that Lyle sent you, saying you wouldn't talk to me.
When did let me search my DMs with him.
Yeah, this was on April 15th at 2:30 Pacific time, which would have been what, like 11:30 your time. If I pretend to be like a man with like an intellectual disability, then
I'm just
sure
reading.
I'll
I'm
talk
reading.
from it.
Okay. Maybe. To be fair, there's not much pretending for you.
Good luck.
Listen, it's like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, give me a break.
I'm being light. I'm being soft.
Yeah, I think the only thing that he wasn't going to cover commentary.
All right, people, we're back. So do my quick spiel about the Acheeto stuff. To understand it, I guess it's about Fuente. Hold on. I don't know if there's going to be any content in it. I decided somebody wanted me to do it right away when I came back, so we'll do that before we do anything else. But before we do that, I'm pretty sure it's about Fuentes' recent speech about Tucker Carlson. Now, for those of you that don't know, I know, or I mean, he still has me added on Discord. I've known Nick Fuentes, right? Not in a positive light, okay? My first interaction with the guy was in a Twitter space where we had a debate on Nazi atrocities in the Second World War, which he was in denial about. He didn't really give me a whole lot of resistance. I would cite sources and be like, oh, I guess I gotta look into that. I mean, I'm not against that. I'm sure they... And it's like, I sent him the sources. He didn't really acknowledge the sources so much as he then offered me because I was like in DGG group chats, I guess, at that point, and that's when like him and Destiny were kind of like hanging out on streams together. He offered me, I guess he saw my sub count, he offered me, hey, I'm starting up this thing, Cozy TV or whatever, and I was an avowed leftist at this point. I'm like, dude, it would be so funny. So just say, so he gives me an account on his thing, and I never used it. I was like thinking like, dude, what if I just like go live on there and start talking about him being like gay or whatever? I never ended up logging in or using it. But that was like the extent of my associations with him. What do I think about the guy? Obviously, Fuentes doesn't align at all with anything I believe politically. I will say this, and I think it's why he's like a dangerous person. Fuentes is, on a surface level, likable. He's incredibly persuasive. When you talk about things like persuasion, okay, you have your primary and peripheral or secondary route to persuasion. Your primary route to persuasion is going to focus on logic, arguments, evidence, things of that nature. Your peripheral route is going to be way more surface level, catchy slogans, appealing to people's emotions. It's going to be done more on like the emotional surface level. Fuentes is a great public speaker, okay? And in regards to the peripheral route, he pulls it off great, right? I'll say this, in my opinion, the peripheral route is far more effective than the primary route. And another thing people do is, oh, well, he does cite that. Well, a lot of times people who are relying on the peripheral route to persuasion will cite things maybe like briefly that don't really hold up to what they're saying to make it look as though they are backed under the primary route to persuasion. They do have evidence. Trump will do this. He'll like refer to things that actually just like didn't happen to make it look like he has points behind what he's saying, even though his appeal to his fan base is mostly on the peripheral level. Now, Fuentes is incredibly convincing it on a peripheral level. He's kind of likable. He is funny, right? And I probably would watch him if he wasn't political or didn't believe in some like abhorrent shit. But to somebody, to like a young, disaffected male, that doesn't know, like, doesn't understand politics, etc., somebody like Fuentes is going to be very fucking appealing, okay? There's a certain part of the population that just the emotional shit just wins them over really easily. It might even be most people. And apparently, Acheeto uploaded a video on this like recent speech, which was not in terms of the content of what he was saying, but in the sense of like, this guy's a really good public speaker, the Fuentes Tucker Carlson speech. So apparently Acheeto uploaded it and said, you may hate him, but he's right. So we're going to check this out. He uploaded this on Maine. He wants to be a streamer. I've heard his streams are just like dog shit content.
Obviously, Nick Fuentes.
So let's look at what the great Acheeto is saying here.
has a lot of haters, and there's a lot of what he says that is kind of kooky, but I would be lying if I said that I don't agree with a lot of what he says. That's just the truth of it. And you could say, whoa, but he said this really outrageous thing. He genuinely...
Behind the scenes, Acheeto, do I have proof of it? No. But behind the scenes, Acheeto was, like, leaning towards the groyper, if not a full-blown groyper at one point. I'm not gonna hold that. He was fucking young and dumb or whatever. I'm not gonna hold that against him super hard, right? I believed in some, like, pretty far left shit, right, when I was younger. So I'm not gonna hold that against him super hard, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like, how much. What I might hold against is, like, I don't know how much he's changed from that position, those positions behind the scenes.
He believes this, and it's like, okay, that's fine. We're not talking about that. If you're gonna bring up something that you know is outrageous, what do you think I'm gonna sit here and say, oh, actually, no, that is true? It's...
Why don't you specify what you agree with instead of being, I do agree with a lot of what he has to say. Well, which parts do you agree with? Which parts of what he said do you agree with?
It's like, let's all calm down. I hate whenever there's someone who it's like...
The only thing, like, maybe the few things I would, like, I think I would align with Fuentes on, like, some of his, like, anti-Israel arguments, right? I think we're probably both super anti-Israel, but for totally different reasons.
Bring up their name and everyone starts fucking panicking. It's so cringe. But yeah, he's beating with Tucker Carlson, and he's kind of, I mean, he's become very mainstream as of recent. The past year has done a lot.
He's super good at marketing and has, like, these group chats of groypers that astroturf the fuck out of him, which is exactly what you people need to be doing for me, by the way. Okay. I guess the one thing me and Fuentes have in common is we're both megalomaniacs. So clip like hell, post like hell, astroturf like hell. All right, make this community look 10 times bigger than it actually is.
Where for him to, like, break out into the mainstream political world. I think it's mostly because of the Israel-Palestine stuff, right? Where because of what's happening, and a lot of people are very critical of Israel.
He's not in the mainstream political world, but when Gen Z gets older, he very well might. He very well might. And that prospect, I don't know if Fuentes would ever be able to, like, do the mainstream politics thing, solely because, like, I believe that his, like, want for power outweighs, like, his ability to cooperate. And, like, if he's not, like, the head of a movement or getting, like, or, like, the focus of it, and he has to, like, give the spotlight to somebody else, even if it's, like, temporary, or doesn't think he's gonna, I don't know if he'd be able to, like, play the game and become a politician.
Israel, and he's always been critical of Israel. Now it's kind of become unavoidable, and he's been collaborating with more and more people and stuff like that. So when Tucker Carlson actually ended up sending some shots at him, I was surprised, because I think for a while a lot of the more mainstream conservatives were trying to act like he doesn't exist, like Charlie Kirk, Tucker Carlson. They're all just trying to, like, do the thing. It's like Streisand effect, where if you talk about it, it becomes bigger. So they were trying to not do that, but now, you know, he's so big that there is no kind of avoiding it. And I guess they've been having a beef. I'm actually not too clued in on this, but I'm interested.
And now they want to gatekeep me out and do this personality attack and say I'm a bitter loser in my basement from Chicago. I'm a kid from Chicago. And they slipped up there because they forgot for 1 second that they're pretending to be the spokesperson for exactly that kind of person. Tucker's mask slipped, and he forgot for a minute that for 8 years he's been pretending to care about the plight of weird kids in their parents' basement who are broke and didn't go to an Ivy League.
Where is...
Times criticizing people in power, the elites, yet when Nick Fuentes, who is none of those...
Wait, here we go.
Living in cities that don't matter like Chicago, not like Washington, D.C. or L.A. or New York. And that's why he had such disdain and contempt for me in that moment.
That's interesting. Wasn't Tucker Carlson born to, like, a really rich family? There's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, actually, that's kind of the goal, is to become rich so that you can birth your kid into a rich family. But I think that there's a bit of irony when Tucker Carlson does spend a lot of times criticizing people in power, the elites, yet when Nick Fuentes, who is none of those things, wants to share his opinion, what he's going to get shamed for being not an elite. So criticize the elites, but criticize...
I don't know if that's what Tucker was trying to do, though. I think this was, like, from a group, like, from a controlling the narrative perspective, it is almost genius. I'd have to see Fuentes' original statement. But taking an attack against him and turning it around on Tucker, being like, this is about all of us. This is an attack on all of us. This is an attack on the movement from Tucker, who's an elite, or like, his reframing of that. I don't think that's what Tucker was trying to do, obviously. I don't like Tucker, but his reframing that is, like, genius. Tucker's always talked shit about lazy young people. Yeah, probably as well, right? But talking shit about lazy young people is not like an attack. Like, a lot of conservatives do that. They talk about how this generation is lazy and whatever. But yeah, his, like, ability to control the narrative is very fucking good.
people who aren't elites, what does that leave you with? You're kind of in like a Goldilocks moment where what exactly is your just right? I don't know. And I mean, Nick is young. He's 26 or 25, right? I mean, he's a young white guy. I mean, obviously, I think he's Mexican, but you know, listen, Mexicans, let's talk about this, okay? Which one are you? Are you guys white or are you not? Because, you know, Mexicans, no one loves saying the N-word more than Mexicans, but Mexicans, they become white the second that ICE rolls around, you know? They start.
Oh my God, dude. Dude, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? White is like, your categorization of white or not is going to be based off of like social perception instead of anything that's like quantifiable. You could say, are Mexicans, not realizing that in Mexico, you have people from like the South, like Chiapas or whatever. You could look at them and be like Mexican, like the Mexican Andy, like he's probably a good example of this, where it's like, yeah, this person's very obviously not white. But I knew like rich Mexicans from the North that were indistinguishable, if not whiter than your average Spaniard, right? Mexicans are mixed between indigenous DNA and Spaniard DNA, and some are more European than indigenous, and some are more indigenous than European. I think for like your average, it's like a 50-50 mashup, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's like, this is somebody who probably believes like white is some like objective thing. It's not. It is literally a social construct. I know that's like, oh, white's not a social construct. And then you'll like talk to people and they will make like a good example of this is like amongst like the race realists, like far righties. They'll be like, right's not a social construct, or white's not a social construct. And then they'll also be under things being like, yeah, Jews aren't white. And then their argument will be, oh, well, Jews don't consider themselves white, and they like oppose our interests. And it's like, if their beliefs are going to be the thing that like categorizes them as white or not, then this is probably not under some objective biological grouping, but rather yeah, social, right? It's socially based.
Start waving that motherfucking flag. I don't know what the deal is here. But anyway, for the sake of the point that I'm going to make, Nick is a white man. And Tucker Carlson, for what his career's purpose is to make the country look a lot better for the next generation of young men, you know? And the majority of the young men of this country happen to be white. So let's focus on them. Give them a better future than the future that you, or whatever the future that you were promised. You know, I feel like
why does this have to be a white?
It is a little bit ironic.
So subtle, right?
Like yeah, weird kids in their basement. Like that's kind of what.
Is he just admitting that like Tucker's like the conservative movement is racist? Is he just like admitting the conservative movement is racist?
Modern society has done to people. You don't think that that's the suffocation from social media, from social pressure, from norms, from feminism, from woke ideology that you complain about has created an environment where young men aren't able to thrive and flourish? It is a little weird.
Oh my God, dude, he's literally bought into all the talking points. This guy's just watched Tectone, Asmongold, fucking nonstop, bro. This guy is so cooked, dude. This guy is so fucking cooked. People like Acheeto are the reason Fuentes is dangerous.
Between Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes.
Isn't Chris Tyson's kid named Tucker? Yeah, if that's the first thing you thought about when the name Tucker was mentioned, you might have brain rot that I can't cure.
It has been times the beef between the two, as each has accused the other of being a Fed. The comments come from Tucker's latest interview with Candace Owens, who has been on
I'm literally shaking right now. How will I ever survive being told to go make you a sandwich? You are really setting an example for real men everywhere. I'm trying my best to calm down and collect myself, but I'm a woman, so give me time. Take all the time you need. Turkey, provolone, lettuce, tomato, please. Easy mayo, thanks.
That's kind of funny. But that's like a very performative laugh.
Paging bitch. It's just like, that is so fun. I just spit water out all over the place.
Invite him back for dinner.
Okay, very performative, low IQ laugh.
It's just like, really, bitch? Okay. Listen, I like Candace, but I watched the interview with her and Nick. There's no way that was like, oh, we were so nice to him, bro. We can all watch it. I thought the podcast was going to be about the ongoing war and you can talk about it, but it's like she was literally just like, you said this back in like 2020. You want to explain yourself? Like, oh my God. The whole thing was a bunch of like this you, and it wasn't actually like a constructive political discussion at all.
I mean, that's how good of an experience I had.
Clearly.
And then it was a 180. So it's either A, it's being driven from like a little boy insecurity, and he just was so worried that he like just went on the attack because he doesn't know how to have normal relations after being banned everywhere.
Well, I think there's
that could be one element.
The angry gay kid thing going on. Yeah.
Or it's what you're saying, where he does this, he's lying to everybody and pretending that things are one way when it's not. I can say he lied.
Attacking Joe.
It's actually so funny. Tucker Carlson, this is the world of adult politics, ladies and gentlemen. You're gay. No, you're gay. No, you're a Fed. You're a cop. You work for the CIA. It's literally, it's name calling. It is all fucking name calling. And
no, it is not. It's only name calling to surface level dumb fucks like you that only watch the people that do name calling. Okay? It is much more than name calling.
Now and then, between the name calling, you might talk a little bit about foreign aid. Oh, man. I love it. How do I get in on this, bro? I'd be so good at this. Yo, Pat got it.
You would be a great talking head on Fox News. I actually can agree with you on that one.
From Chicago, to go after him specifically, one congressional, and Nick Fuentes, this weird little gay kid in his basement in Chicago, is participating in a super PAC.
Yeah, like that. Tucker's like insulting him for being a gay basement dweller. This had nothing to do with classism. But Nick really it's genius. It really is genius how Nick turned that around. It really is. Like, I am impressed. I am impressed.
To bump off Joe Kent?
Okay. Really, bitch?
He's a good orator. And Nick is good at controlling the narrative. He's a good speaker.
We know this person who's...
But I understand what he is, right? Even though those things can also be true, that doesn't make me not acknowledge what he is.
Been banned everywhere is not part of his super PAC. Like, this is so obviously not. This is like very bad faith, I feel like. Again, I don't know the criticism against him, but I know that for a fact he's not part of any super PAC, or he's not. Again, this is like ad hom, logical fallacy. I don't care that he called him gay. I care that he's trying to make it seem like that is legit criticism, you know? That it's like, because...
It's a podcast. A podcast is not going to be some like serious news. I hate to defend Tucker once again, but like when you're on a podcast, it's going to be way more informal.
He's like an upset person who is mad at the world and is emotionally unstable and is flamboyant, that therefore his criticism is stemming from that place, right? That's the issue, is that he's trying to like delegitimize the criticism by calling him a fucking gay kid. That's the issue. That's not actually...
No, he is doing like ad hominem. He is doing ad hominem, but he also, you know, the whole podcast, I don't know how long it is. He probably goes more into detail about it.
Like a valid argument. I guess like he obviously has added a lot more arguments as part of that. That was something cherry on top. He said that like, no, this person, he's sincere.
So if he's making more arguments, then how is he using that in place of an argument? That makes no fucking sense.
Died in Syria, and that is...
If he does make more arguments, like you said he did, then he's making arguments and inserting ad hom, which there's nothing wrong with it. Ad hom is when you're using that in place of making an argument.
True, like a, you know, as not, it's a true argument, but I don't know, the rest of it's kind of slop. Like, is he actually gay? I don't know. I don't know if there's like proof of it or not.
Acheeto is not a basement dweller. Acheeto is not a basement dweller. He's like the college kid you like see at a party that's just like way too loud and doesn't realize how loud he is and like needs to be like the center of the room. That's like what he is. Like he probably is out every night trying to fuck women. Like that's true. He is probably that. I just happen to find those people to be like 10 times more insufferable than basement dwellers.
Not, but maybe. I mean, here's the problem: is that like if he was, what do you think? Fucking Tucker Carlson actually knows that, or do you think he's just name calling?
I've been around this my whole life.
Is Joe Kent gay? Is Tucker Carlson true? Like if Nick wanted to sabotage Trump's re-election, he would have said I'm voting for Trump, right? But because then more people would say, oh, this outspoken Holocaust denier is voting for Trump, but he actually didn't. He said that I'm not voting for Trump. You shouldn't vote for Trump. So it gave them less ammo to smear Trump with. Not that there isn't, you know, enough, but I don't know. I don't think this is true. I don't think Nick views himself as like a suicide bomber where he can get in banked. He's been on the...
All right, I'm bored. I'm not watching this. This sucks. He's breaching containment. He's waking up from the Matrix. Dude, we got some high IQ comments here. The issue with the Holocaust, which I believed happened, is for some reason it's this foundational piece of our society and understanding of the world and history. Meanwhile, similar massacres and genocides in Eastern Europe, keep that in mind, because what they do is they like to be like, oh, but the Soviets. Oh, but the Soviets. Oh, but the Soviets. The Soviets, under Stalin, did kill a fuck ton of people. It was done so in a... okay, so like when you have like the Great Purge, it was being done on a political basis, but at some point he set quotas that led to them like randomly arresting people that they accused of being on one political side that weren't, and like purging them like at random at points. And then the Holodomor, and you get this in a lot of like Marxist-Leninist governments. You had this in Mao's China. The fucking like dogmatic approach to like agriculture and communism and how we need to do it right now sets room for things like famine to happen. And there's one scholar I happen to agree with. The initial famine in Ukraine was incidental, but then Stalin either did not care about stopping it or weaponized it to like hurt Ukrainian nationalist ambitions, right? And millions died in the process, right? And that's really fucking bad. But the difference with the Holocaust was you had like groups on an industrial level targeted for like total extermination, like get as many as we can, wipe them off the face of the earth, and like that was like on that scale and done on like an industrial capacity, making it feel like way more modern, was like relatively unique in that sense. But I agree with you. I agree with this commenter in the sense of like, yeah, the Holocaust does seem to like overshadow certain things or whatever, but there's people that like to pretend they never talk about Soviet atrocities in school. We learned about Stalin in my school. We learned about the horrible shit he did, right? So I don't know like what school people are going to, but like I feel like Stalin is almost always spoken about in America in a negative context. Both the Soviets and the Chinese were very late on industrializing farming, so they caught the last famine. Okay, that's the thing though. That's why Russia was a horrible, like, not to say that, like, you should take Marx dogmatically and start a revolution or whatever. But the thing was, right, when Marx describes the societies that were meant to transition into communism, he was not talking about places like Russia. He was not talking about places like China. Those were agricultural societies. He was talking about societies that had already industrialized under capitalism. That was where the workers were supposed to develop class consciousness and, like, overthrow, like, the dictatorship of the bourgeois. These societies had not reached the stage yet that Marx would view as, like, ripe for revolution. His apartment in Germany. True. It was middle school where I learned that Stalin killed nearly as many of his own people than the Germans did. That one I also like think is a false equivalency. Not that by the way, the whole numbers argument makes you more bad is retarded, right? Because you could take people like Pol Pot who you know, he might not have killed as many as Hitler, but if his population had been bigger, if the population of his country had been bigger, he would have killed as many as Hitler. What you have to look at when assessing the numbers is how were they killed? What was the killing intentional or negligent? How much time was this person in power, right? Because Stalin came in, what, the 20s and lasted until 53 when he died? The Third Reich lasted for 12 years, and, like, besides Action T4, which was killing disabled people, like, the actual killing of racially undesirable groups really only, like, started upon, like, the opening of, on, like, a mass scale, upon the opening of the Eastern Front, like, the invasion of the Eastern Front. And that lasted what? That was like 4 or 5 years. So Stalin was in power and there were several purges. Stalin was in power way longer. Defending the commie? No, I'm not defending the commies. I'm saying that's why their death toll might be, like, relatively disproportionate, but that doesn't necessarily mean that, like, Stalin is worse than Hitler. Like, the whole who's worse argument is also, like, super disingenuous, and the people making it are normally people trying to, like, defend one side over the other. Anyways. No, Stalin didn't care about the end. There's evidence to suggest that Stalin was planning on relocating the Jews before he died in a new purge into camps. Right? Stalin had was actually, there's evidence that he was planning to go do another purge. You had things like the doctor's plot that were showing he was getting there. And he did do ethnic cleansing. Like, he ethnically cleansed, I think it was what? He ethnically cleansed Koreans. Like, he had the Koreans forcibly relocated. He ethnically cleansed Germans. Okay, he had Germans forced to move from certain areas. Like, you could just look it up. There were several ethnic cleansing that occurred under Stalin. Okay. Did you go to public or private school? I went to both. At one point or another in school. I was in public school way longer. And when I learned about Stalin, Hitler, etc., that was in public school. Okay. Anyways, while we're here, hold on. So I guess after my convo with Lio, Lio's actively run, and several people have taken it upon themselves to go and talk to him. Lio continues to run. I'm not backing down. But he's now, like, called into people's streams, I guess, and, like, or Parry, like, had a conversation with Lio, and then Morale did, and I want to hear this. And also, I've been told there's, like, a really bad Lio call that he had with, like, one of his, like, adopted children, or whatever the fuck. Like, that also, like, apparently is, like, worth listening to. So we're gonna check all this out. If you want to support the streams, as always, wait,
There's a video.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. if you want to support the streams, as always, you can like, sub, dono. We're almost halfway to Streamly goal, so your donations are very fucking much appreciated. We are also like up. We're nearing 100 likes. We have 223 people watching. Sub up, all that good shit. You can donate super chat, Streamlabs link down below.
No fly list.
Wait, this is. Hold on. Here we go. Where's the parry shit? Dude, why am I think it's right here.
Don't you?
Dude,
there's a video.
Dude, Gilded Poo sucks so hard, dude. Gilded Poo sucks so fucking bad, bro. He's like, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if we have any
there's
like
a video,
old heads in the audience or whatever that were like around on the old internet. But Gilded Poo like admitted, I think, to people having like he was in like a raiding group or whatever, and people would go in with him and raid and send like zoophilia porn, and he had zoophilia porn on his hard drive. Apparently he said that was just like a thing on the old internet or whatever. I don't really know if that's true. I don't know if that's really true.
Lio did call addressing things where this is brought up in that.
Right now, Perry's also a content creator. Talk to Perry.
Hi. Such petty connections. Okay, I alone.
Where's
ran cowards. All of Leo Convoy. Huh? Is this like defending Leo Convoy? Is that what this is about? For this video? Like for Leo.
From a
here it is.
I was asking her.
Comment. And the last thing I want is to have this idiot pop up not that we
Right, so this is Leo saying that basically he reports it falsely. This kid is going to shoot up a school, so he just
Convoy until after Lio Convoy already threatened to go to his house twice.
Yeah, I've talked about this, and Beckett's defense is like, I guess not really defense. He's like, the friends now, they laugh about it together to this day. But like, essentially, Lio talked about going to this kid's house, and this kid said, okay, pull up. I'm like locked and low, as if like, if you come here, I'm going to defend myself. So Lio reported that he's like a school threat off of that, which is funny because Lio, in a previous call we've heard, had like said very similar things that under his justification for calling this kid's school would be justified. He doesn't go to school. He's 40 fucking years old. But unless he's like flamenco.
Even you.
I'm not asking permission.
Not saying that is justified. I'm saying under his own logic it is.
Understand? I think you should all call into fucking Aiden. Call into whoever. Talk to Perry right now. Perry's also a content creator. Talk to Perry.
Hi. I don't know what's going on though.
Watch Morale's call first. Okay, we can check out Morale's call first. Did anybody link it? Oh, they did. Evil Murder Tapes Volume 1. This is an hour long. I don't know.
To them, I literally sat there and watched Malcolm. To them, I literally sat there and watched Malcolm. I'm not done. I literally sat there. I'm trying to tell you. I literally sat there and watched Malcolm listen to an entire call, disprove everything he said about the situation with Brittany, and still double down on Brittany's claims that were debunked.
Was this on stream?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so if you could disprove all this stuff so easily, why not call him?
I literally just told you he listened to the entire call and is being willfully dishonest. How do you
You talk to people you accuse of being dishonest all the time. Lio says you won't talk to me because I'm retarded. You literally talk to somebody who, under the state, was deemed so mentally incapacitated, she was responsible for her own fucking affairs. This is literally cope. This is literally you literally are the guy that confronts people for doing bad shit. So you claiming that people do bad shit doesn't really like provide an excuse or justification for actively running.
No, you said you went onto a stream and then pointed out everything wrong, right? How do you know he's being willfully dishonest?
I never said I went onto a stream. What are you talking about?
I said, is this on stream? And you said yes.
Yes, he did that on stream. He listened to the call on stream, and it proved him wrong about everything, and he still doubled down on it.
Okay, but you didn't say anything?
Why would I need to when I've already done it publicly?
How does he know that it proved him wrong?
Because it's literally in the call, dude. Every claim he made, because he was backing up what Brittany was saying, was debunked in the call.
Did he acknowledge that in the call?
Did he acknowledge that in the call? Is that what you asked?
Yeah.
No, he didn't acknowledge that it was debunked.
Okay, so he didn't acknowledge that he was contradicted or whatever, so why not talk to him?
Because his point was to try to have an actual intelligent conversation.
You just explained to me the point. This person
an actual proceeds to talk to like an actual like mentally disabled person for 4 fucking hours. It's like pointless to try to talk to these people. This is like a total excuse. You just saw the conversation from a few days ago. That guy was also clearly retarded, and Lio was no issue talking to him. So it literally, for Lio, which is like, there is no like fucking respect for anyone like doing this. For Lio, it literally is like I will not talk to anybody with an average IQ or higher because I know they're going to be more intelligent than me, and I'm going to look like the little fucking fat bitch I am, which is what he is. He's a dumb, fat fucking bitch overcompensating for the fact that he's a dumb, fat loser in his real life, that his wife doesn't love him, mommy and daddy probably don't call him on the phone if they're still fucking alive, so he comes online, goes for the lowest hanging fruit, and gets hyped up by a bunch of fucking 17-year-olds who are also retarded, so he could, like, feel good about himself. It's so fucking pathetic, and it's such a useless existence.
Is going around potentially spreading misinformation.
$5 from Will is me. Thank you so much.
You should absolutely talk to him and clear it up.
It's not going to be cleared up. That's what the point you're missing is.
How do you know?
Because again, I watched him willfully. Willfully is the key word here.
You don't know that though, because he didn't acknowledge any of the contradictions. So how do you know it was willful?
But I can't talk to him, because... Meanwhile, when he's in a call with an actual mentally disabled person, Rosa, you're the dumbest person I've ever seen, and you're a fucking mushmouth, okay? You're a mushmouth. And everyone's like, oh, we call him a mushmouth. He called her a mushmouth. And then, like, when it's, like, talk to someone who's, like, actually competent, it's like, but I can't because, like, I you know... Dude, this guy sucks.
Okay, when you went on screen to talk to him about the whole, well, Jordan, was groomed by Lyo to talk to pedos, did you come back to him and confront him and tell him he was wrong?
Yeah, in DMs. He sent me a call and he said something happened that I don't think happened outwardly. It happened implicitly. And then he said, I was like, okay, I can kind of see where you're coming from. You're going to need to send me something more strong. And then we had a conversation and he explained to me how he felt that it was implicit, which he probably should clarify, I think. Yeah, but yeah, I confronted him and he was honest. He's like, yeah, I probably, I might have sent you the wrong thing or I might have done whatever. And then he clarified.
Yeah, did he do it publicly?
I believe so. There's an announcement in the Discord that I was sent.
So a Discord announcement is the same as doing it on a stream.
You now just totally, this is why I won't talk to him, by the way. You said, did he do it publicly? Did he do it publicly? Yeah, he did do it publicly by making an announcement to everybody. Oh, well, that's not the same thing as doing it on stream. No, but that's not the burden you've just set. You've now just changed the standard.
I think he should do it on stream.
Okay, and if he doesn't, then what?
I don't know. You should probably get into a call and confront him and talk to him.
My point is he's dishonest, and I have literally no reason to do so.
You don't know he's dishonest because you haven't talked to him.
I do know he's dishonest.
You do not. You use this line willfully. You don't know that. How do you know that?
I do know that. I do know that because
what happened in the stream that Malcolm was covering this call or whatever? What happened there that showed you it was willful? That he was outwardly acknowledging that what he was saying is wrong, but he didn't care.
Okay, he's not going to outwardly acknowledge.
So you don't know. You don't know that it was willful. Get into a call.
I do know that it was willful because I know what his reason for doing this is. He's trying to back up and protect his friend who's currently under fire.
What friend?
Cy Scribbles.
What did Cy Scribbles do that you dislike?
I don't know, letting children have access to pornography.
And then they deleted the channel, right? They made a mistake and they deleted the channel. It's no longer
available. That's not why they deleted the channel.
Why did they delete the channel?
They deleted the channel because somebody, allegedly, Bruce Boinkers was spamming rape porn in there.
They were spamming rape porn in there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I was told they deleted it because of the controversy with minors having access, and I believe it was a singular. It was a singular minor that had access.
No, it was not a singular. It was a few of them. But on top of that, when she's been
have we seen proof that there was a few of them? It seems like there was one.
About it, her response is essentially, "It's fine."
Okay, so you don't like when someone responds to something and says it's fine, even though it's bad.
What?
You don't like, so if someone responds to like a controversy, you don't like them like downplaying it or responding to it in like a way that you don't.
I don't care about any of this.
It's because Aiden is dumb enough to believe everything he's told by people with no.
No, you said like, you said something about Cy? You said something about Cy?
You did kind of like sound muffled, Lyle.
Okay, let me try this again. What part do you need me to go back over?
Just repeat like everything. You said something about Cy. I don't know what you said. Just repeat it, I guess.
You asked me if it bothers me when somebody responds that way.
Why would you talk to someone like Aiden? Because he's shown himself to not be dishonest, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying. It's because Aiden is dumb enough to believe everything he's told by people with no data, sight unseen. Why is he worth my time?
Wait, where did this ever happen? He keeps citing this, like, I forget her fucking name. This other person that called into my stream to talk about him, who was, like, having a mental breakdown. And I was literally saying to her, yeah, I don't think, like, this is a good point against Lyo. I don't think this is a good point against Lyo. I was actively scrutinizing her in the course of that stream, so I don't even think he fucking watched it. This guy's a lying little bitch. This guy's such a fucking liar. Name one thing from them that I actively took and reiterated as though it were fact, instantaneously. Please, cite one fucking example from that conversation, because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You weren't going to talk to me anyway. I've been trying. Months ago you said you wouldn't talk to me, right? So you can't now use this as your reasoning for why you weren't going to talk to me when you said so months ago that you weren't going to talk to me. You're trying to, like, lie and justify it post-hoc because you're a total fucking coward. Let Windy in. I'm going to let him in so he leaves. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll let him in so he leaves and just, like, ruin the fucking segment, like, stop in the middle of what I'm saying so I could just, like, let a troll. Oh, he's not even in Collins. Okay, do not tell me to let people in. If I want to let people in, I'm gonna go let them in. Okay, I know you have, like, ADHD and you can't. I have it too, to be fair, and you can't handle, like, people staying on one topic for, like, more than 2 minutes. But, like, no, I'll let someone, if I want to let them in. Everyone's welcome to call in if they disagree with me, just not in the moment I'm talking about something else.
You could be the one to correct him on the information then, if he's believing misinformation.
I don't think he's going to care. So again, why should I care?
I don't think he's going to care.
Because I watched how he operates. So again, answer my question. Why should I care?
Because if people are spreading misinformation about you, I
It
think it's
doesn't show that he's in call-ins, okay? It does not show he's in call-ins, and what's gonna happen is he's gonna come in, I'm gonna drag him in, he's gonna leave, and it's gonna be the funniest thing in the world. So join call-ins, Wendy, so we could just do that and get it out of the way, so we can like jingle car keys in front of these fucking retards that like the same joke being repeated over and over and over again. They're somehow equally as amused every single time.
fairly reasonable to say that you should care and you should correct it. How does Aiden operate?
$2 from Will is me. Oh, I already read that.
How does Aiden operate?
Again, why should I actually care? Give me an
Hey, don't avoid the question. How does Aiden operate?
I'm not avoiding the question. I'm asking you to clarify properly instead of just going on some.
I think this information is bad, and you should clarify it. So why? How does Aiden operate? You say you won't talk to him because he believes things without questioning it or whatever. And then I ask you, okay, why don't you think you can correct him on the information? You say because I know how he operates. How does Aiden operate?
Aiden operates because in the way that he goes into something without an open mind, he goes in there already with his mind made up. And I also watched him do this on the live video about Nerf. I just told you that.
On the live video about Nerf?
Part of the problem you're having him around is you already have.
I don't know who Nerf. Who's Nerf? Wait, who is Nerf?
You think is a counter ready instead of listening to what Master says.
I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm asking you.
Who is Nerf?
What questions? What happened with the Nerf video?
Dude, you fired out a question before I was even done with the statement.
What happened with the Nerf video?
He sat there and justified what Nerf did and acted like Vlad's video meant nothing.
Wait, who is Nerf? When did this happen? Wait, am I just like having like a total like Alzheimer's moment? When did this happen? I'm not saying it couldn't have happened, but I'm just trying to figure out when this happened. I don't know when this happened. I don't know who that person is. Maybe I'm just totally forgetting. I don't know. Was anyone else there for that stream? 189 from Autism 420. Cowardly Lion running. True. Will's me with the 2. Asking since Stalin, Tard. Oh, cool. You give me money, so that speech is not directed at you. Tell us from Goat Cato. Wendy's in call-ins. All right, let's do this. Gonna leave. Everyone's gonna laugh. Hey, Wendy, how's it going, man? How's it going, man? We good? Is everything good? You're not gonna turn your mic or talk. Got it. All right, thanks for coming in. That was really worth interrupting the segment over.
Vlad's video.
Okay, do you think he shouldn't have done that?
Do I think he shouldn't have sat there and decried it? I mean, obviously.
Okay, so you think what North did? Sorry, Nerf or North?
Yeah,
what is? Sure, sorry.
We don't actually know.
Okay. Well, okay, sure. I mean,
wait, when? I don't even think that this happened. When did this happen? What is he talking about? I think I've watched one Gilded Poo video on or 2. And one was about the Mudahar shit. I think the other one might have been the Toastify one. What did I don't even know. How am I defending this person? I don't even know who Nerf is. Someone figure out if I ever did this, because this guy just like might be straight up lying right now. I don't even know I ever covered this.
Has anyone tried to confront him on the North shit then if he's gotten it like severely wrong?
If you can sit there and look at a video which has everything in front of you, and you willfully get that wrong, and I'm saying willfully because...
Wait, what did I get wrong? I don't even think I covered this.
Look at that.
Aiden's admitted when he was wrong before, though. That's the thing I'm not understanding. He had some debate. I forget the specifics about what the actual debate was about, but he had a conversation with Queeman that he was wrong in. He's had conversations on stream before.
I admit I'm wrong all the fucking time. I literally got like DMs people who don't like me saying, yeah, man, I just want to send you this, no homo, like, at least you like admit when you're wrong, as if that like shouldn't be the fucking standard. But like, yeah, if you can show me that I said something that was wrong, like for example, if you show me that I actually did cover this person, which I don't think I did, I don't think the scenario you're talking about ever happened. If it did, and for some reason, because I cover a lot of things I'm not remembering, I will say, yeah, I was wrong. I didn't remember that, right? Because I might not be right. That's why I'm not super quick to say he's outright lying, because I could, but I don't know who Nerf is. Like the name doesn't ring a bell for me, so I don't know if this ever happened.
He's admitted, like, yeah, you know, I was over my head or something. I don't know. Like, yeah, he's 1000% admitted when he's wrong. I don't know the specifics.
Explain this to me.
Sure.
Out of the literal hundreds of people who have said flatly incorrect things about me online, why is Aiden or Malcolm specifically people I should concern myself with?
I don't know about Malcolm.
What have I ever said about you that's incorrect? You ask him to cite a specific example, he can't, because he's a fucking liar. He's a liar trying to justify his cowardice while being propped up as like the cool guy that's gonna handle our shit in the ACC. It's totally embarrassing. What does this guy have like that's appealing? He's not bright. Okay, and I like a lot of people who aren't very bright. Not being bright isn't like a problem in and of itself, right? They're likable people who are very stupid, right? But he's not smart. He isn't likable. He always talks like he has a stick up his ass. He's not particularly good at anything, right? His videos, what? I haven't watched a lot of them, but it's just like him. The only one I've seen, he's like talking over like some characters still. Very boring, like droning voice. He's not somebody that can handle confrontations well, because any confrontation where he's talking to somebody that he knows is his intellectual superior, he completely runs from. And even in conversations where he's talking to like 5 IQ fucking retards, he still manages to lose. So justify why this particular, people say human life is precious, human life is valuable. I don't believe that. Justify why this human life, this man's human life, Thomas, tell me why Thomas's life has value. Okay, tell me. Tell me, what value does this man offer to the world?
I haven't watched a lot of their content, so I can't speak to them. But I know Aiden, generally speaking, is an honest actor. He'll hear you out. He would gladly hear you out. I don't understand why the.
I will hear you out, and you're gonna lie, and I'm gonna be able to call it, and then you're gonna claim that's me not hearing you out.
I don't understand your perspective, where you see like he's a completely dishonest actor, because I haven't seen any evidence to say that he would not hear you out and he would not, correct the things that you say he's gone wrong or whatever. I think he would, because I've seen him do it in the past with like people worse than
Again, why should I care specifically about what Aiden thinks?
Oh, so now we're just gonna move away from the point entirely. Why do you care what people like Rosa think, Laya? Why do you care what this like random shitter you spent like an hour talking to in ACC server the other day thinks? Why do you like? It's like Schrodinger's care, okay? I don't care. It's also the same thing as Schrodinger's attention, where like people will be like, I'm not gonna give this guy any attention, and then like constantly talk about how they're not gonna give him attention, giving him attention in the process, or I'm not gonna waste my time talking to him, and then like talk all the time about why they're not gonna talk to him, wasting their time in the process by their own logic. You're showing you do. Yeah, I mean, he obviously cares. Hello?
Oh, hi, Aiden. I was watching your stream, and you said something about what value Leo Convoy has.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what dialysis is?
Is he on dialysis?
No, but do you know what it is?
Yeah.
So, in some rare cases, if a dialysis machine isn't available, they use a pig, and they'll filter the blood through the kidneys of the pig. I believe they do this with livers as well. Leo Convoy is probably much cheaper than a pig, so you could use him for that.
True. All right, thanks for calling in.
I think you should care broadly about misinformation.
All right, then why don't I start with the people who have the larger channels to spread more misinformation instead of worrying about some sub 500,000 channel or sub 5,000 channel? Why should I care about what he says?
Sub 5,000. With all due respect, Lyle, I'm probably like a little more influential than you. I don't like to like posture or whatever, but like you can't pull the relevancy card of me. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
And has like 800,000 subscribers.
Okay, so again, why should I care?
His concurrent viewership is like what, 120?
Yeah, I guess like 100.
200 to be clear. 200 concurrent. We'll have about 2,000 tune in throughout a stream, and if it's a particularly good stream, we'll have maybe 4,000 tune in throughout the stream, i.e. the Duckbringer one, right?
100.
Yeah. So again, why should I care specifically about him?
I don't know if you should care specifically about him. I think you should just have a conversation with him.
Yeah, but again, why should I? Because there are plenty of other people with a lot more misinformation who have larger platforms. Why shouldn't I talk to them instead of him?
I don't know anybody else. I know Malcolm and I know Aiden.
And I've told you there's other people. I've told you they have larger platforms.
Who? And talk to them as well. Talk to them as well. You fucking coward. Talk to them too. Talk to all of us. It's a false dichotomy. Oh, we need to, I can't talk to them because there's other people. You're fucking retarded, dude.
So I would appreciate it if you would just answer the actual question. Why should Aiden take priority over anybody else?
Because I only know Aiden.
Brown's initial point wasn't about just Aiden.
Take priority? It's not a list, okay? I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was talking to the fucking Queen of England. I gotta get to all the people who want to talk. I don't believe that, little bro. Nobody believes that. It's maybe like 2 or 3 other people that actively want to talk to you right now. And like, yeah, you can talk to all of them. You're not that popular. Most people know your name in a negative context. The most attention you ever got was from the 4-hour recording of you berating a fucking mentally disabled person under the threat that if they left the call, you would contact her family. Our family of which has rights over her because she is that incapacitated. So no, you're not all that unk. I'm sorry to tell you.
Is there a point with spreading misinformation?
You should talk to anybody. I don't care if you talk to Aiden. I don't care if you talk to Malcolm. You should talk to anybody. It feels like, from my perspective, you're afraid of talking publicly on someone's stream who's critical of you.
No, but
then why would you do it with Aiden? Why wouldn't you do it with Malcolm? Why wouldn't you do it with these supposed other platforms with larger audiences?
Are we gonna keep going in circles when I give you the answer multiple times? Do you just not accept the answer?
You've never answered this. This is why you fucking mush mouth, dude. If he calls him a mush mouth, it's just gonna like put the cherry on top. I'm kind of mad. Morale isn't like being more aggressive right now.
Question. Are you afraid of talking to people on stream who are critical of you?
What are you talking about?
I'm asking you a question.
What are you talking about? It's like, no, we've listed you several examples of people. That's also a poorly phrased question. He will talk to people who are critical of him, but only people who are critical of him that can actually like substantially argue for their points and are like somewhat mentally competent.
I've not answered this. Are you afraid of talking on stream to people who are critical of you?
He's not. He's not afraid of that. He isn't. He's afraid of talking to people that are critical of him only if they're like deemed mentally disabled by the by the state. That is the only people. So he will talk to people who are critical of them, but like only if they like have them. Only if they're like they have like a mental capacity comparable to like a 13-year-old. Then he'll talk to them.
So why won't you talk to Aiden?
I told you why I won't talk to Aiden. If you're too stupid to recognize words being said,
You're too stupid. How is he the stupid one? How is he the stupid one? You've given 5 different answers for why you don't talk to me, and all of those answers, I guess you don't realize. I guess there's like something wrong with you. You don't realize that like totally contradicts like your prior behavior. The reasoning that you won't talk to me. Okay? Like, even if you're trying to lie to like sweep for yourself, you're too fucking retarded to do it. Because you give the excuse of not talking to me that I'm retarded, knowing full well who your backlog shows you talking to. So you're in no position to be calling anyone fucking stupid, Thomas. I'm sorry, bro.
That's a you problem. No, I'm not going to repeat it because I've already done it multiple times now. I'm sorry that upset you. That's a you problem.
Okay, so again, it just seems like you're afraid of talking publicly to someone who's critical of you.
Look, man, you can project whatever your feelings are wherever you want.
I openly talk to people who are critical of me. I would gladly talk to people who are critical of me.
I
literally was on Falgi stream today, and I think like 2 out of the fucking however many people there were critical of me, and I openly had that conversation.
Okay, I said you can project your feelings. I didn't say
your feelings about critical conversations and being afraid of them. Obviously, I'm not afraid of them. I'm not projecting anything. I'm saying that you should have these conversations openly on a larger platform. You have done criticism.
I need to send Lio a DM. You are a pathetic, fat, 40-year-old, washed up, retarded, subhuman that will run from critical conversations that don't involve someone with an IQ of that don't involve someone with an IQ above 50. Got it. All right. I was going to write something else. Keep running, Thomas. It's only going to get worse. Okay, that's too threatening. Oh, he blocked me! Wait, he blocked me. I can't even send the message.
Things you have said criticisable things. People have made criticisms of you, and in response, you're running from.
I sent him a red phone emoji, and he blocked me. Dude, this guy is. What's his? Wait, hold on. I think his Twitter is something like, "Whoa." Okay, I think his Twitter is something like Lio Man Bad. How do I tweet at this guy? Hi, at Lio Man Bad. All right, like it up. Like it up. Like it up. He can't run. He can't keep running. All right. It's censored. That shit, it's censored. I'm allowed to show that on stream. It just like caught me by surprise. It's censored nudity.
Conversation. I think 1000%.
There's a difference between running from a conversation and not wanting to engage people I know to be dishonest. And if you don't understand,
You don't know Aiden to be dishonest. You know nothing about Aiden.
I do know Aiden.
You gave one example of how Aiden is dishonest, and I've given you multiple on how he isn't. Like he is honest.
The example he gave, I don't even think happened. Right? He talks about, and that wasn't even an example of dishonesty. It would be an example of being gullible. But that example doesn't work when the person I platformed about you, I didn't take what they were saying as a good point against you. I said so much at the end. Beckett can vouch, so I guess you just like didn't watch that, or like genuinely like fucking retarded, and like it honestly seems like the latter. And like totally just like watched something and like could not process it in your brain. The other example you brought up, I don't even think that happened. I don't know who Nerf is. I think I've only watched 2 Gilded Poo videos on stream before, and both were about people who I already fucking knew. Stand up, Aiden. Thump under your desk, I hear. Link the tweet. Link the tweet! You have to go to replies, fucking morons. Hold on. Hold on. Hold the phone. We're over halfway to Streamly Goal, folks. Thank you so much for the support. And I'm not standing up a Bayou. Thank you so much. It's actually because that Mr. Beast porn, it gave me like a massive fucking erection. And I don't want to show it. All right.
Incredibly good faith.
Stop lying for 5 minutes and just accept a no when it means no.
I'm actually a rapist. I don't know if I do
Except that no means no? When somebody wanted to leave the call and you threatened to contact your family when she told you no, she didn't want to be there. So what are you talking about? You're a total coward. No, I am not taking no for an answer. Absolutely not.
Okay, fair.
I don't, like, this is what I want if he doesn't talk to me. Anytime he tries to do his cool, let's posture and gang up on some retard in a call, I want one of you to be there just to talk about how he's running. That's literally what I want. I want him to never have that aura in a call over these like ACC fucking morons that think he's cool. Okay, I never want that to happen. Oh, you want to talk to this person, but you won't talk to Aiden every time. Don't let him do his shit. $5 from Soul Skibbity, pair character lifting some weights, saying keep it up. Thank you so much. $4 from Monkey, pair character exaggeratedly stretching his arm forward to offer a cup of coffee. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. $3 from Scallywag. You guys love this fucking pair character. Holy fuck. Pair character stretching his arm forward, raising his thumb up. Thank you so much, people. Very fucking cool. 30 away from Streamly Goal. You guys are awesome. Thanks. Oh, wait, I didn't set a temp goal. Hold on. But yeah, I mean, this guy is like pathetic. He sucks.
I think you should talk to Aiden.
Yeah, and I think you don't think, so why do I care about what you think?
I think you don't think. I think you literally just like made up something that never happened to excuse not talking to me. If anyone can find where I covered this Gilded Poo Nerf video, which I don't think I ever did, because it's not ringing any bells, please do so. I don't think it exists. I think he's just lied.
No comeback. I think you should go on stream with Aiden tomorrow.
Are you gonna repeat yourself ad nauseum?
Yeah, I am strong on this position.
Okay, cool. Get a job.
I have a job.
My perception.
Get a job. I'm sorry. You like actively like try to be a moral arbiter in like Discord calls in the fucking ACC that you're not even making money doing. Okay? You're like actively spending your time as a 40-year-old involved in like a random shitter drama, like inserting yourself into it, taking in like at one point every fucking mentally ill like online retard that you came across and like adopting them into your family, which is definitely not a cult.
Of Aiden's take and all of this personally is that Aiden watched like 1 or 2 videos, or not videos, but like VODs, right? And he was like, oh, I'm horrified by this. And then all the subsequent takes he's had since then seem to do nothing more than exist to support his already predetermined analysis.
Well, no, tell me how is this guy also retarded? Well, he is. I know he's retarded. He like made a point in a video once where like he was talking about like Mudahar covering like pedophilia or something. And he was like, well, Muda, I find it interesting that you cover pedophilia. Yet, if we were to look at your religion, Islam, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and then brings up the Aisha shit that everybody litigates. And it's like, first of all, even though that age gap probably existed and probably is true, there are some imams that actively don't think it's true, and you can believe in Islam and not think that age gap is real. And even if you're wrong, even if you're wrong and it is real, the fact you don't believe it's real and still believe in Islam doesn't show a moral inconsistency, because a moral inconsistency would be based on what you believed happened, not what actually did. Also, Muda seems way more like a cultural Muslim because his family is, rather than a religious Muslim. So to think that he can't cover pedophilia because he like culturally belongs to a religion that had a really bad age gap like a thousand fucking years ago is retarded.
Situation.
Yeah, Aiden is like a tourist to the space.
Yeah, I'm not even.
I am a tourist. I'm like not, and that's a good thing. To be a tourist in the ACC and not like a regular part of it is actually a fucking compliment. You said it like it's an insult.
Saying like whether or not he's dishonest is separate from the point. Like the point is, it's like
sorry, I know it's over 1,000 years ago.
It seems like he already has a pre-existing viewpoint.
Everybody has a pre-existing viewpoint. If you disagree with
sure,
him,
I know his lifetime was not exactly 1,000 fucking years ago.
or you feel he's dishonest. Again, I wholeheartedly disagree. I don't think he's like bad faith at all. I think, yeah, you should talk to him. Like, if you disagree on his perception of your North video, I don't know if you've talked to him already about this. Like, yeah, you should talk to him. You should confront him. You should go on the stream.
I don't know because I didn't watch it and I don't care. The thing is that I did see his coverage of my what's his fucking stupid name? Mudahar's video, and he didn't even watch the whole thing.
I think the Mudahar video was a little silly though. I can imagine someone like looking at that and kind of.
Why? Okay, Gilded Poo does this thing where it's like, oh, you didn't watch everything about this, and it's like, if I'm only criticizing you on one point, I only need to watch what's going to be relevant for that criticism. Okay? If I'm criticizing you for your, unless you said, and I talked to you about this in a VC, I talked to Gilded Poo about this in a VC, and he didn't use this as a point that I didn't watch the whole thing. He actually, I'm pretty sure, said that it was like an okay criticism, to criticize him over like the Islam shit. So me not watching the full thing, what does that prove? What point did I make that required me to watch the full thing and would potentially lead to the reassessment of my point? He's like, oh, well, you guys don't even know about the other situation involving, and it's like, what relevance would Lio in that other situation? What would that have on this situation? If I'm criticizing Lio for one thing, that doesn't mean I now need to go and like watch everything related to every other popular criticism against him.
Just coming away thinking it's like kind of a nothing.
So like, I think
I literally asked Gilded Poo kept saying we know nothing in the call, and then I asked him, what do I not know that is influencing my coverage of this? And he just could not come up with an answer.
Formatted that video terribly.
It's a lot easier to make a video when you have like a definitively bad target, like someone like North who allegedly like did weird shit with minors or something.
I don't know who North is. Apparently, I defended. Wait, North did weird. Wait, I defended someone who did weird shit with minors. When did this ever happen? What are you talking about?
Or someone like fucking the Fox guy who's like pro child porn or something, right? Yeah, it's a lot harder to do it like.
When did I I don't. Lio's just lying. I think Lio's just lying. This never fucking happened. He's saying he won't talk to me because of my. Ask Lio when I covered North. Ask Lio when I ever covered North.
Hit piece or a video on someone who's like not, or at the time at least, Mudahar's getting heat now, but like at the time he's not really an easy target. So
yeah, no, that's fair. Like it was very poorly timed and formatted. I opened with like.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I criticized. So why did I need to watch the rest of your video to make a criticism that you agree with?
Pointing out his contradiction in his belief system versus how he acts online, and then people were like, "Oh, he's being Islamophobic," and I'm like, I wasn't trying to, but I could have been, I guess, like whatever.
That wasn't my criticism of you being Islamophobic. I'm saying there's not necessarily a contradiction there that would a moral contradiction.
I get, but then Aiden came up to me in Beckett's server, and I did ask him about it. So and what? Now, granted, I have no idea like what his takeaway was from that conversation. I have no clue.
We had a whole conversation about my takeaway where you agreed. What are you talking about? How are you gonna say I didn't watch enough? How are you gonna say I didn't watch enough to criticize you or whatever? But you don't even know what my criticism was.
But like from my vantage point, whenever I see Aiden like covering things, he tends to react first and think later. And
what are you talking about? I literally laid out clear. I didn't even call you an Islamophobe in the call, by the way. I said, yeah, there's not necessarily a moral contradiction that exists between following Islam and disliking pedophilia. Okay, these two things can simultaneously coexist without somebody necessarily being a hypocrite. What matters is what they believe And what matters is what they believe, and how this contradicts what they believe. And you can believe in Islam without believing in the Muhammad Aisha age gap, and you can believe in Islam and even believe in that age gap without thinking it was good. Okay? So there wouldn't necessarily be a moral contradiction that occurs there.
That seems to be like kind of the fundamental problem there.
Could you like give an example? Like,
Well, I guess don't you believe that like the prophet's life is like the way to live or something? I don't remember. Maybe there's a moral contradiction believing it exists and still idealizing Muhammad, but
he reacted first and then not like thought maybe he was like wrong on something. I guess.
Okay. It's not about whether or not necessarily that he's wrong. It's just I think his MO is wrong. So like whenever you watch the Rosa Call, if you watch the Rosa Call and then you just spurg out and you're like, oh my god, this is so bad, and you clutch pearls over it and everything, right? And then it's after that point that you start like trying to find more.
No, I actively pointed out the issues with their logic in the call. I wasn't just like, this is so bad. I like pointed out like why their arguments like sucked. Like it was not just purely emotional. It was not purely emotional at all.
Ammunition against the person you think was the most horrifying in the call.
No, that is, in my perspective, that's fair because you see someone do something that you deem as bad, and you're like, okay, has this person done anything else? And you see that they have like almost like decade-long history on YouTube of doing like stuff that most people would have issues with, right? I don't know if that's
the only two things I criticize him for. These two situations I criticize him for are two situations that I have watched and I've seen the first-hand evidence of. If there's other stuff out there, me not knowing it is irrelevant because I haven't made points on those things or given my take on those things. Just because you're condemning someone for one controversy, that doesn't mean you need to read up on every controversy that they've ever had, okay? That's like retarded logic.
What I'm saying is the bad thing is doing it like because of an emotional reaction. That's
it's not emotional.
It blurs your vision, and then you start basically going online and calling people Adolf Hitler with very little context. Like that's what I'm saying.
Then give him the context. You should give him the context. You should call in. That's my whole point here. You guys, I feel like it's incredibly, not to you specifically, Gilded Poo, not to you specifically, but more so Lio. I think it's incredibly retarded to say these people like, oh, Aiden's a moron, Aiden's this, Aiden's spreading misinformation, Aiden's lying, Aiden's believing whatever, and then you refuse to correct the information. You should like shut the fuck up. Don't call him a moron.
I think he just lied, but I think he confused me with someone else or outright lied. I don't think I ever covered this Gilded Poo North video. I don't think that ever happened. Please, somebody find that shit. I don't think it's out there. I don't think it exists. The reason I'm not full-blown saying it is because there are things that I've covered that I don't remember the exact day, or I don't remember covering. If it was like, especially if it was a video I like clicked on and then clicked off of. So I may not like remember it, but typically if you say the name of the person involved or the situation, I'll like remember. It'll come to my head. I don't remember this ever happening. I think he's outright lying. I don't think I ever covered this.
Not gonna call it because if he's a moron, you should be able to fucking swoop him in a debate. If he's spreading misinformation, you shouldn't complain about it unless you're willing to get into a call.
Or I do what I want, and you can cry about it.
Yeah,
so you're just gonna hold on, Gilded, really quick. So you're just gonna cry about this guy spreading misinformation and being a moron, and you're not gonna call
I'm
it
not my value. I'm not sitting here crying about anything. I'm telling you why I'm not gonna give you the free content.
Oh,
so
I'm not. This is the other cope they use. I'm not gonna give you the content. You only want to talk to me because you want. Yeah, I do like. Yeah, that would be great content. Of course it would be. And no, I'm not gonna pay you to come on here. Typically, like people who are being criticized online should have the fucking balls to go and like face the criticism in a live confrontational format, especially when they create that live confrontational format for others. So I was just like expecting that maybe like you would do that and like not be a total pussy. Actually, I wasn't even expecting that, to be fair. Like, you just do come off as a total pussy, and you've just validated that.
Howard, you just don't want to be clipped.
Not what I said.
You said you don't want to give someone content. You're just afraid of being clipped.
I don't want to give you free content, and you'll get over it. I promise you'll get over it. You'll go.
Anyone who says, I don't want to give you content is coming in with the biggest fucking... Literally, every case of someone saying that, it's just been pure cope. It's literally just been... Especially when it's, like, somebody that actively, like, talks to other people and, like, and makes content of their own, like... It's total cope, bro. I'd get that if this guy was like some like Minecraft YouTuber, but you're not. You're the guy that confronts other people. So this is just like, dude, the cope is fucking crazy.
If we forget all about this, why do you care?
I just think it's how like you just don't want to be clipped. Is kind of the gist here, right?
I think that you're trying your best. I think you're trying your best to neg me, and you're really bad at it.
I'm trying my best to convey my thoughts here, which is you should call into Aiden.
Your thoughts are idiotic, and I will not concern myself with them.
You're concerning yourself. I hate to be the one to break it to you.
Your thoughts are idiotic, and I think you literally are like so dementia riddled at the age of 40 somehow. Maybe it's like, I know diet can contribute to the development of dementia, that you literally said you wouldn't talk to me for covering something that I don't think I ever covered. So I don't know what's going on with you, man.
You're doing it right now. I don't know.
All right, let me try rewording it just for you then. Your thoughts are idiotic, and as such, I will not abide by them. Does that work better for you?
Yeah, I still think you should call into Aiden. If you have an issue with what he's saying, you should confront him.
You can keep repeating that if it makes you feel better. It doesn't change my position here, and you'll get over it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're just like one of the most cowardly fucks on the internet.
I have a question.
I don't really care if you have that. Hold on, I don't really care if you
I
have.
don't really care. I don't really. Yeah, dude, you're really convincing us you don't care. The 40-year-old that gets involved in online drama really doesn't care. Yeah, we believe you, bro. You're definitely not just like a complete cowardly bitch.
That opinion, dude. You can think whatever you want. You're a rando to me. Who cares?
If you don't care, then you shouldn't be responding. I don't know. Like you're just constantly like contradicting. You very obviously don't care.
Hold on.
I'm gonna mute you. I don't. Sorry. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Here's my point of view here. Okay, I don't think, like, honestly, although I do think that Lio, I did encourage Lio to go talk to Aiden, although I did say in a VC as opposed to a stream, so whatever. But although that's the case, I don't think there is anything Lio could possibly say to Aiden that will ever get Aiden to get past his initial reaction when seeing the call.
No,
that's why
He could. If I talk to this guy and I believe there's like genuine remorse over that shit and like he actually has changed as a person, I will leave him alone. But everything he's done has shown me that he hasn't.
If Aiden is saying something that is false and you're able to provide him with something tangible, you would 1000%. Like, obviously, he's not going to like retract what he feels about the Rosa call, whatever, right? But if he's saying something false about, whatever situation and he has something drastically wrong, and you give him something tangible, it's like, hey, you're actually wrong on this. This is actually how it happened. You would 1000% give it.
I'm gonna DM Gilded Poo real quick. Hold on. Did I ever cover your North video? I think I'm saying that person's name right. Lio is saying I covered it and sided with them. And I legitimately do not remember this ever happening.
A retraction on that specific thing, right?
I don't know.
I mean, do you have anything like he's done that before, right? He's been wrong before and he's admitted he's wrong.
No, I don't know. I mean, no, I'm not saying I don't know as in I doubt you. I'm saying I don't know. Like, I don't watch enough of Aiden to say one way or the other.
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know enough about Lio to say whether what Aiden has been saying on stream is like completely false or completely true or whatever. But like, yeah, if
I don't know if I think he's literally just made up something that never happened.
Was completely just.
He said in this call he doesn't know about it.
Lying about something, and you gave him evidence to the contrary of whatever he's saying. Yeah, I'm confident he would retract. Not the entire like Lio's a good guy like Lio now, but he would retract the one specific thing he was wrong and be like, yeah, I was wrong about that. That's bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't even know what his take was.
He's confusing you. Oh, Lio Convo. Okay, got it. Okay, so this guy's like calling people retarded. Is confused. Like, maybe I get it if I like sounded similar to Queeman or whatever. We're literally from two different countries. His accent is totally different. How the fuck are you confusing both of us? Dude, this fat fucking 40-year-old moron. This like guy whose like body is like horrifically disfigured from like the overeating he's done to the point where like he would actually like make some good money performing in a fucking circus. Yeah, that guy, right? He actually confused me and the guy with the British accent for the same person, and he's using that guy's coverage as a justification to not talk to me. What a fucking retard, dude.
Buzz outside of the call was horrible. Like, that's all I know about Aiden, and something pro clutching, and then going up to Beckett and then complaining that Beckett won't disavow Lio or whatever. That's all I know. So I don't follow this shit very well. I think this is all primarily just gay. So
yeah, I mean, if you care enough and you
thanks for the commentary, Gilded Poo.
Try to find something that Aiden's like completely wrong on and you prove him wrong, I am 100% confident that he will give a retraction. I don't know where the sentiment that he's like completely dishonest or like a bad faith malicious actor is coming from. People usually say shit like this, like, oh, they're bad faith or whatever, to like get out of a conversation.
Yes, is what Cameron did. It's all so tiresome. All of like all the call runners, the people that run from, they all have like the same like 4 excuses, and it's like none of those excuses are ever like backed by like their previous behavior. I don't want to give it's not worth my time. Meanwhile, like their behavior shows they're perfectly willing on wasting their time talking about it in a time period that would not be equivalent to that of an actual, like in a time period that would exceed that of actually calling in and talking to them. So that's contradicted. I don't want to give them the content, but you're perfectly fine giving other shitters content when you confront them. It's just that you know that you're going to get an easy dunk on them. So that's contradicted, right? This person's bad faith. This person's dishonest. This person's malicious, but they can never elaborate or go into detail about how.
With someone. Like, it's an excuse to not talk to them rather than like a genuine, like, I think this person's bad faith. I haven't seen any evidence of Aiden being like egregiously bad faith or like outright lying ever. I think the worst thing that Aiden's done, he did when he was like 15 or something. It was like cringe, I think. Like he's generally like,
I don't think I bring this up, and this was never like this was never like a big controversy that I was getting called on. It's just like, in my opinion, the worst thing. It was mostly behind the scenes, but I think I was like shitty to some guy. I think I was like being like a fucking I think I was being unnecessarily mean to him. He was some dude in his and there's me and Lio is this guy was in his 20s and actually like pretty bright. I was just like, I didn't like him and I was annoyed by him. So I like just like made a separate server or something, and I didn't tell him about it, and then made him believe that our old server was still active, so he would talk in it, but it wasn't, and I just didn't want to talk to him. And that was like, yeah, it was fucking shitty. I think that was like one of the more bad things I've done online, but that's not really like that bad.
Pretty honest, and he's willing to like retract shit.
I don't know. Maybe this is just me being 30-something years old and being on the internet too long. But I think coming away from the Rosa call thinking it's
I have to remind people that this happened. People literally don't remember it.
absolutely horrible and atrocious is in of itself bad faith.
Talk to Aiden about it. Go on his stream tomorrow. Talk to him about it. Argue with him.
I mean,
you think he's being bad faith about the Rosa call? I think you should talk to him. Have a conversation about it. Try to convince him that it's like maybe downplay it a little. Not downplay as in like you think it's bad and you're trying to make it seem less bad, but like try to convince him of your position. Say like, hey, it's not actually that bad. It's not like as egregious as you think it is, right?
Yeah, but then he'd be like, that's a whataboutism. Like, yeah, I just debate pedo shit. Like, you just debate pedo.
Well, whataboutism is like a very specific thing, right? It's like a
no, you would say like you're doing the
hey, the whole debate pedo debate whatever shit is like come on, it's cope. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. You can admit it. That's a very easy. It's cope. Whenever anybody says like, oh, you're debate.
Yes, Morale's just right here. It is total cope. You're a debate pedo. No, actually Lio would be a good example of a debate pedo. Somebody like when you're just like talking to somebody that is like so fucking stupid, you know they can't defend any argument they're making, regardless if they're right or not. And then you're unwilling to talk to people that like are more competent in the course of debating. That's what like a debate pedo is. Okay, people just think a debate pedo is somebody that just debates and uses debate bro terms. That's not what it should be. Okay, how I would think of that term, how I would use that term, debate pedo, debate rapist, are like the people that only target other people that can't debate.
Debate pedo is just
autistic. I think it's autistic.
It might be autistic, but we're on the internet. We talk about pedophile drama. It's all autistic. This is no different.
You're autistic.
But no, like for the record, I don't think Aiden having that reaction is
why not get Aiden in this call? Because I have to be on stream. Aiden has already agreed to a private call with at least Lio. I don't know about Gilded Poo, but it's also like fucking 5 a.m. I don't expect anybody to on demand.
He's definitely asleep. No, like it's whatever. I don't think it's big enough of a deal for me to even bother. But I'd be in the call. I don't give a shit. So as I said, I don't want to get directly involved really, because it's not my fight, and I'm not.
I think you prove to yourself. You prove to yourself and maybe other people that Aiden is not like as egregiously bad faith as you think he is. I think tomorrow, if he's streaming, you should call in about the Rosa call and actually talk to him about it and see for yourself. Hopefully, in my opinion, I think you'll be able to determine that he's not like a complete.
It would just be boring. I would just say, yeah, I don't know why you care. I don't give a fuck. That would be my.
Gilded Poo is willing to call in, okay? As dumb as he is, I'll say this about Gilded Poo. Gilded Poo doesn't run. He is willing to call in, okay? And at this point, like, that should be like the bare minimum, but for some reason, when I find somebody that's like willing to call in, I like actually like I'm able to start viewing them as a human being again. And it's like, I just like, these are like gems of people, even though they're like moronic. Like if you tell me I'm willing to call in, I don't know, the respect meter off the charts.
If that's your position, then I don't understand how you could think he's bad faith, because then you don't really have a position, right? You're not like anchoring yourself on something to say like, I have this position, I think it's less bad than how you're saying, but you don't really care. You don't think it's like any bad at all.
I guess the better way to put it is I just don't understand why that call was bad to somebody, like to him and other people. I actually don't get it.
Have you ever tried to have it like explained to you, I guess?
Yes, and it just doesn't make sense to me, because like to me, from my vantage point, I'm just like, this is why I said it may just be that I'm 30 and been on the internet too long, but like yeah, I've seen so much worse on the internet, like way worse. So
I'm just like I've been around laughing at the lolcows for years, man. I was in the old COD lobbies. Dude, this like online war storying is just like so fucking dumb. Okay? Nobody was around back then, Unc, to verify if anything that you're saying is true. But also like, no, like being online and seeing bad shit should not like shift your moral standards that much to where it like completely desensitizes you to a video where like a woman who can barely get coherent sentences out is being berated for 4 hours. 5 from Soul Skibbity. A hippo character head pops out of water surrounded by his hippo squad. That's a very good sticker and it is much appreciated. Thank you so much for your donation. You as well can support the streams through Super Chats, Streamlabs, link below. We are 19 away from Streamly goal. You could like up, sub up. We are only 20 subs away from hitting 7,000. So you can, that would also be awesome. Thank you guys for the support. No, dude, we're 10 subs away. Wait, we're 10 subs away from 7,000. I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. So if you're watching this and like what you see and we're just like too lazy to hit the sub button, click that fucking button, man. Get us to 7K.
Yeah, saying someone kill themselves is obviously bad, but you can't compare that to like a Discord call, right? We're obviously comparing these things.
Right. No, I meant calls. I didn't mean that. I meant like I've seen way worse calls. My server has had way worse calls. Actually, there's a question too. How come I don't get any of these complaints? How come it's Lio? Like I've done
because
worse.
Lio makes content where he preaches.
I haven't seen your calls, and your calls might be worse. I don't know. I don't really know you.
Morality, you don't, I would imagine, right? You outwardly say I don't care, whereas Lio says I do care, and I think these are my morals and my principles, and you should abide by them, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Makes sense, I guess.
I don't know. I think you guys.
Also, Gilded Poo is like I'm like just a troll online. I don't have any but Lio's like actively trying to morally police like other people, right? He presents himself as like a serious character. I guess Gilded Poo does as well to some extent, but he also, like, seems like he embraces the shitter. Lio actually thinks he's somebody important.
Even if it's to understand, I think you should all call into fucking Aiden. Call into whoever. Talk to Perry right now. Perry's also a content creator. Talk to Perry.
Hi. I don't know what's going on though.
Perry, talk to Lio. Lio, say hi to Perry.
Lio's in this call. Which one is
He's the little green critter.
Oh, I see. So what's happening now? I asked.
I'm trying to convince Lio to talk to Aiden, but it seems like he's not biting. He said that Aiden is like bad faith and like a liar, and he's spreading misinformation about him, so he doesn't want to talk to him.
And by the way, he completely got me mixed up for Queeman, dude. Talk about spreading misinformation. You're saying I like covered a video and like sided with somebody who was like allegedly like doing bad shit with children. It wasn't even me that covered it. So you want to talk about spreading misinformation, Unk? 199 from Rena. Thank you so much. It's a pear. I like the pear better than the lemon, to be honest.
Can I ask you a question, Imran, actually?
Ask Perry the question.
Was there any call? I'll ask both of you. I don't care. Are there any times that you've been asked to join a call from a person that disagrees with you or whatever, hates you, and you said no, I don't want to do that?
Well, personally, I would say no, but I mean, the issue is here. If you
There are like 2 people that I know online that I would say no to, and that's only because one of them is like has a history of spamming child porn in people's DMs. Okay, I would not talk to him. I would never add him on anything or engage in any conversation with him. Right? He tried to reach out to me on like an alt account the other day. I had to block him. Right? The other person is a doxer, and I can't trust they're not going to read somebody's dox out on stream. So what I would do with a person like that, the latter, I would talk to them off stream in a recording, and then so that way everyone can see it, but they're not going to like take the opportunity of being on my stream to go say some shit that's going to get me fucked. 189 for Midge, pair character putting his hand in front of his mouth. Okay, I like that one too. That's honestly the best sticker of the night because the pair is kind of blushing. Soul Skibbity with the 99. A poop. Got it, man. Thanks for that.
think that calls are going to be productive at all. I don't think that. I feel like Aiden does a pretty good job of engaging with people.
I got your sticker.
Even if he has an issue with them, he can be a bit whiny sometimes. I'm sure
No. I'm speaking as a broad question. Like I'm just asking if there are any calls with any streams that detractors were trying to get you to join that you said no to join.
Well, I'm not big enough to have that happen to me. But,
I try to make a rule. If someone has something they like, my rule is generally like, I'm not just going to join a call if you don't like me. If you have like a pointed criticism, if you have like a pointed issue, like, hey, this is what I disagree with, whatever, like, yeah, I'll probably call you.
I read it. Did I not read it? Did I not just look at the poop sticker? I just did.
I won't say like never ever. I've never said no. I probably said no in the past. Yeah.
Two from Scallywag. Pear putting his hand in front of. Thank you for that. I love the Pear blushing. 3 from Soul Skibbity. Pear punching the air with fist and bump written on his knuckles. Epic.
Generally as a rule, like now recently, like yeah, if someone has an issue with what I said, I'll call them. I'll talk to them.
I am reading donuts.
Why don't you go over their criticisms? I feel like Aiden made some criticisms of the Leo stuff. Leo, I don't know why you wouldn't at least engage with them. Maybe on someone else's stream. You know, like, as long as you engage with all the stuff. But it seems to me like I haven't seen you do that, Leo. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing it, but it doesn't seem like you're saying anything about it at all. And I mean, you can say that Chris are bad faith, but from my
Dude, I can't put this in 2 times speed while Perry is talking.
They seem like pretty reasonable.
What?
Ooh, Windy in the house.
I don't know if he's even there.
He might be.
You can have your opinion. I've already stated mine multiple times, and I'm not going to consistently go over it ad nauseam.
Oh, he wasn't even. He's just like, they didn't even think he was there. He's just like sitting there quietly, like seething, just like seething. 3 from Belinda. Pair character with lovey-dovey eyes blowing red hearts in the air. Thank you so much. I still prefer the pear blushing. Okay, the pear blushing's on top. Totally beats the lemon. $3 from Will Is Me. I hate the lemon. Lemon character raising both his thumbs up. Got it.
But like, here's the thing too. I would point out too, like it's not like he's never gone on a call from a detractor before though either.
When's the most recent time?
Yeah, he does get in call. Lyle Convoy does get in calls with detractors. He just only talks to the ones that are like totally mentally incompetent. So yeah, you can cite that Gilded Poop, but that hurts his point. Because he has spoken to people that he thinks are dishonest. He has spoken to people that he thinks are retarded. Soul Skibbity, pair character turning around, waving his hand, saying, hey, you, while lowering... That's a gem. That's a gem right there.
He's done it.
Was it
a live streamed call that was live streamed on a critical platform of him? When's the most recent time?
Was it the Stardust one? Was that the most recent one?
No, that wasn't the Stardust one. I think it was either the Kumo or a Kumu one, probably.
When was it? How long ago?
I think it might have been Chris
a year ago, right?
No, I was never on a...
Why is there always some like annoying British bitch in these calls, dude? Every single time.
And also he cut out in the addressing things video, he cut out mentions of me in it.
5 from Belinda, pair character lying on the side, raising his arm while saying, how's it going? It's going great. Thank you so much. 149 from Puddle Sucker, a hot dog with ketchup. Making me hungry, man.
And so I, in turn, unlisted my response to that. There was
So it's
also
like,
there was
keep
also an
passing back,
issue.
you pass me return time?
There was also an issue because even then I didn't unlist all of them. There was still one more. And I enlisted that one because there were people that were detractors of Lio that were using my content as a means to virtue signal their
Oh,
points.
Rena. Sorry, I missed it, Rena. I'm sorry. Rena with the pear as well. That's a gemmy pear. Thank you so much. Sorry, I missed it. My bad.
And one of those people I don't want to associate with. So, like, the point is that, yeah, I'm just like, don't weaponize my fucking shit for things that go against my entire point.
I understand you're saying it's weaponization.
Alright, so just so we can get through this, what I'm gonna do is, thank you so very much appreciate it. I'm gonna, like, read these in clusters, okay?
But, you know, from my perspective, it just comes off as like Leo had a behind-the-scenes call with you, and then you go through the video, a popular video criticizing him. So this all kind of comes off as you guys are in cahoots trying to like hide any criticism of each other, which in my opinion,
no, like the thing is,
if I thought Leo was, you know, if I heard no issues with Leo, I couldn't go to your video because Leo's like had a private call with you where he said, "Hey, listen, I mean that's
not what happened. You literally just made that up. Like, hold on, this is the problem I have with a lot of you people in this
You
series.
literally said that
If Perry's lying, then correct him. He's right here. Go ahead.
What do you think I'm doing right now?
Go ahead.
Calm yourself down. Calm yourself down.
He is calm. You don't sound very... Dude, the bad quality, getting angry, like... This guy's such a fucking moron.
I'm just excited. I'm just excited.
Of course you're excited. You can go outside. Anyways, it wasn't that he took it down because we had a little...
What? The other thing, too, is he thinks he has, like, these donks, because he's used to getting hyped up by, like, the people he, like, keeps around. They're, like, over 2 decades younger than him. Hyping up his, like, for some reason, hyping up his, like, 1980s ass jokes, calling people, like, a mush mouth. Okay, so he thinks he has, like, the sickest burns. That makes no sense.
Little call. This is what the problem I have with a lot of you people in this space. You come in with these specific, like, we have ideas. You can sit here and listen.
I didn't know anything about this.
Oh
He said
God.
that. Didn't you? Maybe I misheard. Like,
Parry's biggest problem too is he like just interjects immediately, like in the middle of when someone else is. I'll say that. Okay, it makes for horrible content. Parry's just like so desperate to get a word in. Like either the second somebody pauses a sentence, he'll like jump right in with already like what he's about to say fired up, or like he'll like cut them off literally like mid sentence. It's like impossible. It like makes the conversation 10 times harder to listen to.
We did not have a little private call. Again, you are making things up in your mind.
You in private. That's what you said.
Oh my God.
I like Perry. That's just like a criticism. 5 from Belinda. Pear character cheerfully blowing a party horn. We love a festive pair.
Something I missed here.
If you're just going to keep interjecting, I'm just not going to engage with you. I'm tired of these idiot tactics. You're acting like a moron.
Let him he's from Europe. There is a delay for him.
Just let him finish.
Yeah, go ahead, Leo.
The call we had was public. The apology was in that public call. It is still out there. He took down a single video out of what? How many did you do, Vlad? 3, 4?
Yeah, 3.
Because I'm looking at your channel, I only see that video. I don't see any videos about Leo, but maybe they're about Leo, but they don't have the word Leo in the name. I could be wrong. Yeah. What's this called? Do you know where I can find this apology call? I guess so I can figure out what the... Because if Leo did actually engage with this stuff via an apology, I'd like to see that. Do you know where I can find that?
I think it's on Coke and Steve's channel.
It is. Yeah, it's the me versus him call. It's in.
And he's going to apologize in my call too. He just won't do it because he knows he's going to have to apologize.
Exception.
But
I'm gonna make a grown man cry. Okay, I'm gonna make a grown man cry and beg.
Well, you're saying that the apology was about the interpersonal stuff. However, I was going through this call that you had with Falgi on his show, and it seems to me like in that call, you're saying that Leo showed contrition for his actions, but you're saying that he apologized.
And that's why he won't talk to me. To be clear.
For the interpersonal stuff. So I guess I want to ask Leo. So in that apology, are you like saying that's what you did with like these like kids or whatever, like the stuff there? Was that wrong, or was the issue the interpersonal stuff, and you're okay with what you did?
What are you talking about?
I don't.
I'm talking about like the content of the apology. What?
You brought up kids. What?
Well, yeah, because you were like harassing this guy, saying you report to school that he was a shooter or whatever. That's what it seemed. I haven't looked.
Yeah,
I'm
he's talking about the Jack shit. He's talking about the Jack's stuff.
Figure it out. But is that what you were apologizing about? The interpersonal stuff?
No. It was me. Like, so, okay. Here's
Parrot is under.
The problem is that nobody follows this shit. So the entire reason I talked about Lio at all was because he did a video talking about me first. So So first I responded to it. I brought up all this other.
Aiden, Tommy said I'm gonna be doxxed if I stay in your chat. Is he? What is this? What is Unk talking about? His shit is just like boring. I haven't given him like attention for like, and apparently like I don't care that my name is Rob. It's more content for me. But at some point you get bored watching someone talk about you and say the same 5 things. But it's like, why is this guy still talking about me?
Shit.
And just like the problem with addressing anything he says is it's literally just like all made up. I don't know what it's like a prediction. He'll make a prediction about you that is like no base. Like, how do you like if I said, I have a prediction that you're going to be fat in 2 years. And then I just like use that to be like, okay, Talk to me when you're fat in 2 years. Then try to be that tough when you're fat in 2 years. And it's like, and that's like fine to say if somebody's like a loser eating to excess. But other than that, like, what is your basis for that prediction, and why are you using that as a dunk? And how does somebody address that?
That I had criticism of in regards to Lyo, just to go at Lyo because he started drama with me. I'm not talking about how he apologized to Jax or whoever the fuck. I'm talking about apologizing to me.
Parry's not gonna know this, but the Jax stuff is what is the call. Is like, this isn't about you anymore, Gilded Poo. Just to be clear. And I don't. Has he apologized for the Jax shit? Apparently, him and Jax are like friends now, but I don't know. I might get Jax in here to talk to him for a combo. $5 from Puddle Sucker. Happy birthday, Aiden. Thank you so much, Puddle Sucker. Very fucking generous.
About the things that regard
your video. Okay, because I was under the impression that Leo sort of addressed the stuff with Jax or whatever in a different video, but it seems like he addressed the stuff with you. Right, so where's that then? Because the Copenhagen stuff's about you and Pooh, and where's the?
Wait, hold on. So you went from Vlad's anyway. And then immediately pivoted to Jax, and you said that the apology for Jax was in that video when you had no clue about that. This is the problem I have with you people.
No, I thought it was, and I clarified it's not. So I was curious what it meant for Jax's.
He's asking, and then you could like clarify like a normal person, but you're like on edge because you haven't assessed in advance whether this guy's like a retard or not, so you think he might actually be able to get a 1-up on you. 5 from Lumpy Willie. It's not my birthday, but thank you so much.
Well, based on what? Because I was under the impression that in the convo with Falgi, Pooh was using that confrontation to explain why he thinks you've changed, but apparently there's a different place where you're
No, so the thing when I mentioned apologies in the call with Falgi, what I was talking about was that he apologized to Rosa in private after that call had ended. That's what I was talking about.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't even think he knows why what he did to Rosa was like wrong. And the other thing too is, no offense to Rosa, but you could probably lie to her and convince her that you are sorry. Okay? So that apology should be open to public scrutiny, so we can see so we can assess how good it is. You merely apologizing to her in private doesn't change anything. $2 from Will is me. It's not my birthday, but I appreciate it. $2 from Soul Skibbity. Kinetic Kel is a large whale. Got it. Thank you so much. What is the birth? It's not my birthday. Why is everyone saying it's my birthday? It is not my birthday.
Private. I know it's a bit unfortunate because people like Aiden and Rao, they seem to be going over this new stuff, but if the apologies that Leo made to these people, who I guess there's good reason to think that he harmed since he's apologized to them, if that's all in private, then it makes sense that someone like Aiden and Rao would have these criticisms and they wouldn't be like detractors on bad faith. Right?
There's also apologies in public as well. With Rosa specifically, he was directly apologized to the next day.
Yeah, but apparently, like, the next day, you still tried to provide justifications for it. I think he was literally, like, if I remember correctly, he was, like, in the comments section, like, arguing with random shitters in the comments, and they sounded like soft defenses. And even Beckett admits that he does soft justifications for this shit in private.
They waffled back and forth last year on whether or not that was true or whether or not it was false.
What was true or false? What happened there?
Oh my god.
No, just because you use like pronouns. I'm trying to figure out what the pronouns are referring to be clear.
They're referring to Rosa, who we were just talking about.
$2 from Scallywag. Prove it is okay. Lyle like gets on people for like maybe like needing clarification when he asks Morale at the beginning to clarify, and he's also like he has like something really wrong with his brain, and he thought me and Queeman were the same person, and used to think Queeman did to justify not talking to me. So you can't really do the oh my god, you need a clarification when you've needed several things clarified to you, and if we were in a call right now, you would need it clarified to you that what you said never happened. You've just like made up my coverage of something that I never covered. You're criticizing my coverage of something that I never covered. Like,
are you okay?
Well, no, I'm just trying.
$2 from Scallywag. Prove it's not your birthday. Happy bar mitzvah. Oh wait, no, that's a separate comment. Prove it's not your birthday. I'm sorry.
I figured out the situation, man. That's why I'm probably like mixing up different situations.
But you come in half cocked with assumptions that are based on, I guess, something you made up in your own mind. I mean, what's wrong with you?
You literally did the same thing, you fucking moron.
Well, I'm just telling you. I'm trying to figure out what the situation is.
There's a video that Lyo did called Addressing Things where this is brought up in the
Okay. Do you like show contrition because people are saying you addressed it and said that what was wrong? Well, I haven't seen a 3.5-hour video. That's why I'm asking you first.
Why don't you just go watch the video and then come to me?
3.5 hours, and you know what since you made the video.
Get over it then. Go watch the video.
Well, but you've seen the video because you made the video.
How am I faking? I'm telling you it's not my birthday. Do you need me to like write it on my forehead? Not my birthday? It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. Do not give me money under the impression that it is my birthday. Because it is not.
Oh, so I'm asking you what you said in the video briefly.
I am telling you again, just go watch the video.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you have to give me a vague notion of how you address the things, like a summary.
Oh my god. I'm not going to give you a vague notion.
Do you say that they're lying, or do you apologize for what you're doing? Because if you say they're lying, that would imply to me that you don't think it was wrong. You think that they're inaccurate.
Yes, he actually apologized to Rosa in the video.
All right. And so, yeah, that's why I'm curious, right? Because obviously, if you said that Rose was lying, that would be not an apology. But I mean, she could have been lying. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to figure out what you say for this stuff.
Hold on. Why is it when Glad tells you I did that, you listen? But when I told you,
I asked you, and you said you don't want to tell me. You said you want me to
I told you. I literally just said to you about Rosa that she got a public apology and a private apology, and that I apologized publicly in my video.
And I asked what's in your video. That was this
what
video.
do you think would be? Oh my God, this is asinine.
Because there's a lot of videos. There were streams. There were videos.
Oh, this is so. I'm actually kind of getting bored of this.
So I'm just trying to figure out the timeline here.
I only did one video in response.
I have to clarify. I'm Lyle Convoy. I get shit like completely wrong and state it like it's fact, but I'm gonna jump in and try to use you needing clarification or not knowing some detail from my fucking 8 years worth of shitter drama. I'm gonna use that as an own because I'm Lyle Convoy and can't actually own you on anything of substance because I'm not smart enough to do that. We know, Lyle. We know. 1-9 from Midge. It's not my birthday, but thanks for the money. 4-9 from Rena. It is not my birthday, but thanks for the money. $2 from Belinda. Okay, yes. You know it's not my birthday. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, but thank you, Belinda.
Downstairs, whatever. You only did one so about then there was a stream, but that was about a different situation. You're telling me there's like stuff about the
Do
abortion.
you not realize what I'm doing? Do you be like, actually, I realize what I'm doing? If I say, don't give me money under the impression that it's my birthday, people are gonna start donating under the impression that it's my birthday to make me mad. And that's literally exactly what happened.
Okay, let me go ahead and spoon feed this to you. Let me go ahead and spoon feed this to you.
People will donate if they think something is pissing me. If they think their donation is gonna like get me to spurg out, they will donate.
Because you struggle so much with paying attention. Let me go ahead and do that.
I don't know what you're doing. Go ahead.
Most of the stuff people are going over now is the old stuff that wasn't addressing things.
What about this Astrodrone call? I feel like that was recent, no? The one that was released by Astrodrone. You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about the Dreamer call? What about it?
Well, I feel like
Harry's just coming in here. I'm winging it. This seems like it's just gonna be non-tent. I don't know. If we have a time, I can't keep listening to this. It just seems boring as fuck. Wait, who am I scamming now? $2 from Belinda. Stop. You're making chat blush. Sorry, I just make people blush. Jinro with the 5. Happy not your birthday. Thank you so much, buddy. You guys are crazy with it tonight. All right. Well, what else did I have loaded up in my little docket? I'll probably save the Fantano shit for tomorrow. Any other happenings that you want me to address right now? Goal. That's true. We did hit goal. Thank you so much. You guys are crazy. Crazy. And we have 250 concurrent. Also insane. I don't think we got any rates this stream, which is also like sick. If you're new here, we're so close to 7K, like less than 10 subs away. Sub up. All that good shit. But yeah. The Jordan. Oh yeah, we do have the Jordan, but how long is that one? How long is that one? Hold on, one sec. We do have that. That one, depending on how long that one is, I might save for tomorrow. Okay, Tommy C has apparently called out Nick Andros.
Doe. Because there's no agreement between me and Doe that this was somehow private information. There's another thing too. When your husband and you sit there and try to make me out to be a fucking ped, and you have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever, even if this conversation was somehow private, which it wasn't, you lose that privacy with me. So screw her. So, and here's the best part, Nick. I'm pretty sure I told this story back in January when you called in.
What? What is he talking about?
I told this. That was not the first time I told that story. So this
it's public.
It's public knowledge.
Oh, not Shadman, Shoehorn. I'm serious.
That I thought it was fucked up that she's coming to me, telling.
So he's talking about Dojangles here, who I've never liked, by the way, and just so you all know. By the way, you want to talk about? I'm gonna do a Tommy C moment here. I came back calling for the destruction and downfall of the Cabal. And all I'll say is, I've heard rumors Xylee has just like deleted the server. It's inactive. It's dead. Okay, these people, their connections have severed from one another, and the Cabal has run out of the borrowed time it was living on. That being said, I always said people sweep for each other, behave in an incestuous manner, and it has come to light more so over the last few months than ever before. with that being said, I have this Dojangles person was in the server. This Dojangles person was in with them. And I don't know what Tommy's particular beef is with this person, but yo, thank you. Oh wait, never mind. Wendy does like the fake donation thing.
Telling me, like, and I was so empathetic for that. You know, the relatives are calling him a ped, right?
I don't believe that, by the way. I honestly, relatives are calling asking if Muda is a pedophile. I said to Nick Andros, don't clarify, don't make a response, because to make a response clarifying he's not a pedophile would lead people to believe, would support their victim narrative and lead people to believe that anything that you did or said supported that conclusion at all, which it didn't. You never pushed people in that direction. So it is not your job to go and clarify he's not a pedophile because she allegedly has relatives that are like actually like retarded.
And
If I'm even to believe that happened and she's not being like a fucking dramatic, feel bad for me, you know, I'm getting death threats type of person.
And you know, I don't.
He
look,
didn't.
I'm not going to
That's the thing.
say.
He didn't imply that. He didn't say anything about that. And Nick Andros is like, well, I need to tell people. I can't do his voice, but he's like, you know, I think I should clarify if people think. And it's like, no. First of all, you're taking her at face value that ever happened, and second of all, by clarifying, you'd be validating or on a surface level, potentially validating the notion that anything you've said or done has contributed to that conclusion. It is not your job to respond.
Hey, you know what? I'm not even going down that road because that was my whole problem with Nick Andros' call because I'm not committing to this shit, right? Like you're gonna. Your mind's gonna be blown how I came to this conclusion that the next video might be like pet allegations.
I can't do a Finnish accent. It's like I actually just can't do one. It would just be like some vague European accent. It would not be Finnish.
I know it's like these people actively defy common sense. They instead of it's common sense. It's like no. I'm going to nitpick. I'm going to split hairs. So Tommy C or Tommy GTP is known to hallucinate things sometimes.
Oh, Tommy C is blabbed and leaked on. I should have read this. Blabbed and leaked on stream that Mudahar's wife has been complaining to him that her relatives are telling her that Mudahar is a ped. And Tommy speculates my next video will throw a ped accusation. Another one of Tommy's brilliant predictions. Okay, this is what's so funny. Like the bit of like a guy who thinks he's like Nostradamus that just never gets anything right is just like such a funny bit. I predicted it. It's like he's gotten maybe like 2 things right, like vaguely right, by the way. He's thought someone was bad for one reason, and then when Shocker, a commentary person, turns out to be bad for a totally different reason, he acts like that's like a correct prediction. No, that's just getting lucky. He throws predictions out there that just like never come true. I don't know like who's led this guy to believe that he's like he believes like the guy that predicts stuff and gets stuff laughably wrong.
Well, I guess we're not going to get an attack on anything or debunking of anything I actually said about the video.
Yeah, you're just
yeah.
What do you, okay, but he doesn't. That's not what he's criticizing here. That's not what he's criticizing here. And you've done the same thing to me. You've like taken clips in isolation, not attacked the substance of my points against you, and then pretended like I never made points against you. He's like, he still hasn't cited what I've lied about when I've explicitly stated at least 5 lies you've told almost the same over and over and over again every single time I called you. And you just like pretended like that didn't exist because you know you wouldn't be able to address that. Okay? But no, the specific contention comes with your baseless prediction, right? Your baseless prediction off of the delusional ramblings, not delusional, the potentially exaggerated or outright dishonest claims by Dojangles that people are being led thinking that Muda might be a pedo by a video that didn't even insinuate that.
We're gonna go, he's a drunk, he's a this, here's a that.
Oh, that one really gets under his skin.
But in that case, that's true. Let me clear things up quickly.
Dropped out of college.
Up quickly.
Living off wife.
Up quickly, excuse me. That is not a
fat
thing that is happening. There's no evidence or reason
drunk
for me to claim
deadbeat
Mudahar was a ped. And here's the thing. You know what these autistic guys, there is no such thing as like saying something hyperbolic.
Huh?
No such thing. Everything is
things are hyperbolic. You just use that as a cope. Like he'll say something like spicy chat sweeping for J-Stock, And he'd be like, this fucking Aiden guy doesn't understand a joke. And it's like your joke was insinuating an underlying point, which you actually then went on to defend that very point on stream. I called it out. I'm like, they're not doing this. Okay, they're not doing this. He's like, wow, it was a joke. It was a joke. And then why even say that when you're actually gonna go and like insinuate that Spicy Chat was fucking sweeping for Jace Talk? Like, you're like super, it's literally, you are Schrodinger's figurative language. Schrodinger's retard.
Be taken literally.
Okay, buddy.
And it's driving me fucking insane.
Yeah, dude, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. No, you know what drives me insane? Pretending like a real point that you made that you later go on to defend as a real point was a joke to avoid having to respond to like anyone giving pushback on it. That drives me insane personally. I put up with it.
To nitpick and okay, that doesn't mean my next video won't be about won't be an expose of Mudahar and the person, a different person who undeniably knowingly profited from harming children. So he said, this is definitely not going to be a ped. And then he turns around and he sits there and says, for harming children. I can't.
He's talking about a different person. You just read it. Wait, there's no shot. Your accusation was that he's going to push ped accusations against Mudahar. So him saying he's going to accuse another person that is not Mudahar of harming children, your insinuation is that validates what you've just said somehow? Like, you have to actually like be totally illiterate.
Was he I don't know. Was he telling him to fucking
He's not reading. Yeah, you have to be illiterate.
Get a better version DLC of Minecraft to like take a bath with a toaster. So I wonder.
Another great prediction. Dude, if you know what's gonna be like really funny? Tom's like, yeah, he's gonna accuse some guy of some shit on Minecraft, and then it like turns out Nick Andros is like, in this video, I will expose to you one of Interpol's most wanted child pornographers, wanted in at least 8 countries for the distribution of material involving the harm and killing of and then dude, Tommy's gonna like, what is it gonna be? What's this bullshit allegation gonna be? Some Minecraft toast edgy joke? And then it just like turns out to be like one of the worst allegations that's ever been levied against someone. Honestly, with like how every one of Tommy's predictions turns out to be like the polar opposite, I would not be surprised if that's the case.
Right, like, you know what this sounds like to me, Nick Andros? It sounds like you're about to shoehorn something.
No, yeah, you said he was going to do it against Mudahar, Tommy. He's talking about doing it against a different person.
It does. And I got news. That's what it sounds like.
Reading that.
This is common sense. You're about to shoehorn something. Will you directly call him a pedophile? I could see something like
he's not. I'm losing my mind. I'm gonna say something about someone else, another person. He's talking about Mudahar, and then he says, "I'm gonna say about another person, meaning not Mudahar." And how are you taking away that he's gonna be talking about Mudahar about that, like in that context? What?
This, you fucking say everything and walk up to the line, right? And then, but I didn't say the word pedophile.
Let's see his next video. Let's see if he does this. And if he doesn't do this and doesn't even minorly push in any way that could be interpreted as mood as a pedo, is Tommy gonna retract this? No, he's gonna either pretend like he never said it, or no, he's gonna change it. He's gonna act like he said. He's gonna act like his original argument was something other than what it actually was, that was then proven wrong by the release of the video, and he's gonna act like the prediction was right, the now altered prediction that he's pretending was the original, and act like he's fucking Nostradamus.
File. This guy's funny. So he's harming children. I was not gonna watch a video. It wasn't gonna be.
He's not talking about
for
Muda.
this.
One night from Patrick Star. Aiden, how will Tommy feel when Augie honestly, the fact that Augie hasn't done it yet, despite he's been hyping it up for months, it's looking bleak, man. It's looking bleak.
This ped stuff, because I figured that was the way he was going. If I'm wrong, okay, we'll see.
You're never gonna say you're never gonna say you're wrong. I literally said to Tommy, because he keeps saying, Aiden's gonna drop out from college. So I think I've taken it like very seriously. I said to Tommy, I will invite Tommy C to my graduation. Tommy, you will be invited to my college graduation, okay? I will make sure you have the tickets, okay? But he's gonna pretend like he never said I was gonna drop out.
But it's not an unreasonable conclusion to come with. He undeniably profited from harming children on a large scale. Here's what these guys, Queeman.
Oh, here we go again. Let's group everybody I'm mad at. Let's group them all in together and pretend like they're one person that does everything in the same exact manner. And let's just like, if you're like in this general group of people I'm mad at, then you're responsible for someone else's point.
Gay Stock, Nick Andros, all these friggin' Chud orbiters.
The Chud orbiters.
They could turn recording somebody unlawfully to rape.
How?
So
I guess he's talking about the Destiny E-rape is not a strong point, but like you can understand. Okay, so the argument would be, right? Destiny does not care about the consent of women in a sexual context, right? By not asking for consent, by releasing sexual, but that's not rape, obviously. That's not the same thing, okay? And it doesn't necessarily show even close to the same level of depravity per se that rape would. But it's like still fucking horrible. And I wouldn't maybe make the argument that it's e-rape, but it shows a fundamental lack of care for the consent, rights, and well-being of women in a sexual context.
I'm really imagine what's he gonna shoehorn, what's he gonna turn into harming children? Hold on a second. How is that different? How is that different too than the idiot, those stupid English kids a couple years ago that me and Nick had to deal with?
I'm Alex.
These guys, they'll probably blow the case. They'll probably get...
Yeah, they used to be like, Tommy's a bit of a nonce, mate. Tommy's a bit of a nonce, right? And in hindsight, I hated them. Now I'm kind of growing to love them. Because, like, you'd have these, like, British dudes. Commentary used to be, like, majority British. And, like, they would, like, look at a 2-year age gap, and they'd be like, bit of a cheeky nonce, are we, mate? And it's like, what are you guys talking about? These people are both kids. These people are both minors. And they'd be like, yeah, right, but, like, he's, like, a bit of a nonce. He's a bit of a nonce. And it's like, dude, I think they called it Tommy that at one point. He's just never recovered.
Who knows? You might even get mood.
Yes, there's a lack of caring about consent. The difference, though, between that and rape is obviously rape is going to be much more impactful. And, like, when you're doing, you don't get to see when you're, because Destiny wasn't, like, publicly releasing it, which doesn't make it necessarily, like, well, actually, yes, that does make it better to not publicly release it, but on, like, a minimal level, right? But Destiny, when he sends those non-consensual videos to someone else, it's not like he has to listen and look at the woman in front of him screaming and begging. Rape involves that. That's what rape would involve. Rape would show, like, a much more depraved type of mind than what we can see here. What we can see here is horrible, right? But it's not on, like, the same scale.
Or some sympathy, you know?
Okay, so Tommy's made 1 million predictions. They're never going to come true. I'm not 21. I'm 20 still. I'm basically a teenager, guys. No. All right. Well, I might be going live tomorrow. I'll try. But if I'm not, for whatever reason, and I don't go live Saturday either, which I will, you'll get at least one more stream from me before I'm just totally gone for a week. I'll be going to, as I said before, I'll be probably seeing Perry in Malta. I'm going to Rome. Very excited for it all. Never been to the Vatican. I've been to Italy before, but up north. I've never been to the Vatican before, so I'm very excited for that. Do you have any friends? I have a lot of people that want to be my friend. Well, that's actually not. I have several people that want to be my friend that I just don't click with. That's probably about it. But I keep my circles tiny. I swear if you, that will be the next stream. That'll be the next stream. Another 30 minutes. We've been going now for about 4 hours. Loner by true. Some people are just introverted. It's not a problem with that. See, the nice thing about talking to people through a stream chat is you don't need to listen to them. You don't need to, like, listen to them talk about their day, who they're friends with, what they did last week. Like, in real life, you have to have the most boring conversations with people to get to the good ones. Yeah, whatever you say, much. Dude, this Toki guy is out of control. Toki's on a rampage, dude. All right. Can I come? Sure, dude. If you want to pull up, you can pull up. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you guys, as always, for watching. Appreciate the support recently. If you're new here, sub on your way out. We're that close to 7K. Much appreciated, and I'll see you guys maybe